are back. Welcome.
First try.
Welcome to the Wanderers Guild, the Forbidden Lands, the Hanging Stones, Session 10. We are joined by our lovely cast of player characters, starting with... We're going to go in reverse order this time, so we don't start with a goblin screech.
Hey!
Ayan, the devastatingly depressed. Say hello, Ayan.
First. I'm the best.
Next up, we have Vergello, Hatcher of Plots.
Hello.
And Hatcher of other things. We have Velasthil, the about-to-die elf rogue.
Say that? Hello?
And Grunralk, the itching for battle.
Greetings.
That's not your
They have a
voice.
cream for that.
No. We're going offline and starting over. Completely unacceptable.
Jesus!
All right.
We're not supposed to swear in the first 30 seconds. Don't blast my ears out.
Oh, it's been 60 seconds. I started a timer.
Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's new rules that you can't swear in the
Awesome.
first 30 seconds or something like that. I don't know.
Thank you, Sirenscape.
It's okay. We'll just let it all out after the bad stuff starts to happen. I said bad stuff, not bad anything else. Right. So when last we left our heroes, we are on our third session in the town of Amber's Peak, where there seem to be infinite things going on. Vergello has been selected by the Quard clan to carry out a holy ritual to bless the bountiful pearl harvest. The other clan, the Galdanes, have not been informed of this, but a crowd is gathering of all sorts of townsfolk watching you carry it out. And this was a ritual that was apparently directed to them by Zertorm himself. Zertorm, the Lord of Amber's Peak, prophet of the god Horn, and possibly many other things, as you have been hearing, is standing on the rocky ledges. I'm echoing through somebody's mic. Who do I blame? Bill.
Me.
It was Bill. I'm echoing a little bit, Bill. Zertorm is on the rocky cliffs on the far side of the river, watching over the ritual aback his giant masked lizard thing named Pyravia. He's watching from a distance, and Vergello is carrying out the steps that he has been taught by Palacus of Horn, the high priest of the Quard Asleen clan here in Amber's Peak. And when last we left off, there are two separate cliffhangers happening at the same time. One, Vergello is carrying out the ritual, and as he is ladling water over this big rock and reciting the words, the rock is beginning to hatch. And meanwhile, on the opposite side of the river, Velas is sneaking up on Zertorm, climbing along these cliffs. She's snuck past the guards to get a close look at him, and she is trying to hypnotize him to get him to remove his mask. Now, before we resume with the double cliffhanger, I will mention that she is using an ability called Path of the Killer, the third tier of it. The way this works is she has to talk to someone for a minute or two or longer, and then she can hypnotize them into performing an action of her choice. And we hand-waved that a little bit last session because it was the end of the session, a lot of things happening at once. So it's assumed that she got his attention. They had a brief exchange, and she was able to hypnotize him, and we're going to play it that way for now. Really, it was for expediency more than anything, but I just wanted to call it out that we're not playing it exactly by the book for this one. But it doesn't make a huge difference. So, without further ado, we are going to resume. And I've had 2 whole weeks to think about this, and I don't even know which thing I'm going to do first. I think we're kicking it to Velas. Velas, you hear...
Playing?
What'd you ask?
Do we have any music
Yes.
playing as of right now? Okay.
Or-
I just
I
have
don't
it
hear it.
with it.
No, I
have it
don't
up
have
at
any
1:75.
music playing right now, no.
Okay, cool. We just have such lovely music provided to us
Yeah,
through
yeah.
Siren. And I
Sirenscape.
just
You're all in one solution for all of your Okay, here we go.
DM audio needs.
All of your DM audio needs. Check out Sirenscape. Why is it playing two at once? Oh, I see. See, I don't know how to work Sirenscape, so we're going to hear like 5 songs at the same time. No. This is not acceptable.
Just wait for the beat drop. That's when the first character does.
Remix.
Drop the mask.
All right.
I had
Whoa. Yeah, this is a mix of a bunch of things. I did not prepare properly for this music.
My bad. I just didn't know if I was.
No. This is a good call. We'll edit this out in the recording. I want to get the mood set properly.
We'll edit this in post.
It's a mood.
Thank you to everyone who is here supporting us live. You get to deal with the nonsense.
Yeah.
I said nonsense.
Nonsense. We're past the swearing threshold, and it's a good thing.
We've been on for like 6 minutes. You can say shit.
Yeah. Shit. Okay, got some
That's
music.
my line in this moment.
No, after the last session, the first thing I said was, I'm gonna have a hard time getting the mood established to jump back into this because there's so much shit happening. At the end of that session, everybody was like, all right, so, yes, the noon sun is high in the sky. You hear the rushing river down below. Across the way, you can hear a building ruckus in the crowd, but you can faintly make out Vergello off in the distance performing the ritual, ladling water onto this thing and steam rising off of it. You're not sure what the rising ruckus is about, and you got Zertorm's attention. He's turned around and he's looked at you with this expressionless, masked face, and I think his first impulse would be to demand to know who you are.
Fair. I'm Velastil. I was on the other side. I was hoping to get an opportunity to speak to you.
This is no time for an interruption, elf.
It wouldn't be an interruption if you want to turn and look. We can both watch and talk to each other at the same time. You seem like
How did you get past the guards?
I just walked past them. What do you mean? They didn't have any problems with me coming by.
I would recommend, if you value your life, that you back down this cliff. Return to this town and leave me be. I don't have time for your petty trifles.
Well, but see, I was seeking an audience with you, and I've been trying to get an appointment in with your king.
An audience for what purpose? Out with it! He keeps looking back across the river.
If you want to turn and watch them, we can watch them at the same time. I have so many questions about you, Zygofer, Zertorm. I have just, I'm pretty decent acquaintance.
He pulls back on the reins a little bit, and Pyravia snarls and looks you in the eye and stoops forward and stretches out her neck, and is making clicking sound.
I'm good acquaintances with your good buddy, lover, acquaintance Marigold, and he was of the opinion that we could have a conversation.
Did he not advise you? He keeps looking desperately back across the river, and it's probably time to pull the trigger before we get too far off track from what happened before. So,
right. I seem to have caught you off guard. I was pretty loud coming up. Maybe you couldn't hear me because the mask. I think that maybe you should just take it off.
What?
Take it off.
What?
Take your mask off.
Why? Why would I do that? And he pulls the mask off, and there's where we jump back into the action. The egg is starting to crack. Bill and Sparks and we lost our music. There we go. Gotta figure out how to loot this. Okay. Sparks are starting to emerge from the cracks in the big stone, and people in the crowd who were kind of chanting along with the ritual are all getting very quiet because they're very focused now on what the hell is happening. And you start to see the whole thing shudder a little bit, as though from the inside, and the cracks are starting to run down all the sides of the egg and spider their way along. And a moment later, there's like a bulge at the top, and little pieces of the outer surface of the stone, which is now clearly an egg, are starting to rattle their way to the ground, and it seems to be smoldering from the inside. You can see the inside faces of these chunks are like smoldering like lava, kind of, and steam and flames are coming up out of it, and something is pushing its way out. Meanwhile, across the river, Velas, the mask comes off. With the mask, he pulls down the mask and casts it aside, and you behold a grotesque visage. Distorted eyes, one milky white, the other bloodshot with fury, stare out from bony sockets. The face is absent, but the space it once occupied is adorned with a sparse patchwork of gruesome, misshapen flesh bits held on by needles and stitching, barely adhering to the bare front of the skull. Around the perimeter of the face, you can see roughly cut edges where natural flesh resumes, as though the whole face were removed in some hasty fashion. The twisted display is flanked on both sides by pointed, half-elven ears. Sparks dance upon his breath as he exhales with a low, furious growl.
Does it look like the guy from the coin? Does this look like Zygofer or Zertorm?
You're looking on misshapen horror.
Is there some kind of check?
There is no face. The face has been cut off the front of the skull, and it looks like there was a messy attempt to replace it that is not working well. And he's exhaling sparks from his mouth, and he is glaring at you with one hideous bloodshot eye.
I think that will help you hear more better, but it's I understand the mask now. I'm a little concerned. I'm also curious how you could live for so long as a half-elf.
This is a fear attack being performed on you right now. Basically, however many successes he rolls on this is how many... You lose 1 point of wits for looking at him up close.
I lose 1 point of wits for looking at him?
Yep.
No save?
No save, no resist. Our viewer from last week is back. Welcome back.
What's up?
Welcome
He
back.
says when face off doesn't go right. So, you
I was going to tell him to take it all off, but now I'm just like a little, like, threw up in my mouth a little bit. Like,
Velas, he is tilting his head in sort of an unnatural way and looking at you with his one big angry eye. And I cut you off in the middle of the sentence with the fear attack, but he's going to do the same thing. He's going to say, "Silence!" And flames go up out of his mouth when he does that. And he's going to reach for the long sword at his side and slowly unsheath it. And Pyravia is going to take one gravelly step towards you on this rock face. And meanwhile, across the river, some bad stuff's happening. We're going to pause right there. And across the river, the ritual. Vergello, you see the cracks.
Yes.
You see this thing shuddering and cracking, and it's like 3 hits for this thing to break out, and we're on like hit number 2 now, and it's wriggling inside a little bit, and the high priest is looking at you, looking at the egg, looking at you, looking at the egg, and he looks dumbfounded. The guy running the ritual that taught it to you looks completely... He's like...
He's just as
Mega
confused
shrug.
as I am.
Yeah. A moment later, the top of the egg smashes open, releasing just a gout of flame up into the air that dies down to lower embers after a moment. As the flames die down, a creature emerges, blue-scaled, bathed in flame with rows of needle-sharp teeth, double-layered, translucent, fleshy wings, and many long spines down its winding back. A dragon, no doubt, though you've never laid eyes on one before. It pops up over the top of the egg. Its head quickly darts around, landing on Vergello. Its vertical slit pupils in its bright orange eyes narrow as it locks onto you, sharing its gaze with you for a silent moment. The crowd are all holding their breath. Many of them are taking a step backwards. It stretches its head towards you, tilts, lets out a low, crackling growl full of clicks from somewhere deep inside its throat. And as it does so, many of the people in the crowd start to backpedal quickly. But to you, for a moment, its voice and the low growl it lets out almost resembles a faint coo. Suddenly, it breaks its gaze off from you and seems to notice the others standing around and inhales deeply and lets out a high-pitched, shrieking blast, vastly louder than a creature of its size should be capable of. It knocks the socks off everybody in this immediate clearing, and it's going to be immediately heard from across the river by the others. This is a fear attack as well. It's going to roll a fear attack. Everybody who is in this part of town here, Vergello, it's everybody who's within short range, so this will be Vergello, Grunrock, and Dahlia. I think Ayan and Marigal are watching from a little bit farther back. But this is going to be a fear attack against the 3 people that are standing that close. No successes, so nobody's going to lose any wits, but it is loud, and it echoes out through the town and startles everyone. That goes echoing out, and at this point, back across the river, we're going to go to both sides and let everybody declare what they're going to do. But Zertorm is creeping towards you with his sword drawn, and you can see embers rising up from his hand and starting to dance up the length of the blade.
You know, you seem angry, but there's something really cool that's happening over to the other side.
The shriek echoes across, and it immediately draws his attention, and he turns to look at it, giving you an opening to take any action you want.
I think that you should go check it out. And I'm going to use another willpower. You should leave me and go check it out.
You'll have to talk to him for
another few minutes?
Yeah. Each time you want to use it, it's going to require another minute or two of conversation, and he's swapping into hostile mode. I think it's too quick to hypnotize him again. You've got to somehow get him to continue talking before you can hypnotize him into another action. And it seems like the first action has him a bit peeved. However, he is... If he turns and looks, I'm just going to try and, sprint behind a rock and start, stealth hiding. Okay.
I came
You're
up
gonna run for it.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and run and hide.
Okay. Moving across it's kind of bare rock faces. There's not a lot of great places to hide. You might be able to get out of sight, but either way, it's going to require a successful move action to not fall down the rock face into the river while hastily climbing across the rocks. Success. Okay, you're climbing along the rock face, and now you get to attempt a stealth check to try to get out of sight.
I'm currently down 2 agility.
You're trying to drop down to some lower place on the rocks where he can't directly see you and do it when his gaze is...
That's a good roll. That's
nice.
A good roll.
All right.
That was close.
Let me... he's still going to get a perception check against that, but it's very unlikely that he's going to see you. All right, let's see here.
Unless he has Marigold's perception.
If he succeeds, can I declare to push my roll after his success, or do I need to do it now?
There is a rule on this, and I don't remember the answer. I think you do it before, but I'm not 100% sure. Somebody want to Google it? Forbidden Lands, do you push before or after the opposed roll or whatever? See if you can find an answer. Because I'm already looking something up. So, let's see here. Yeah, he's going to get 5 dice to try to spot you. He gets 1. So if you had gotten... You needed 2 or more, and you got your 3. He's going to turn around, look across the river, and he just shouts out in frustration, "You fool!" And then he turns back around and you're gone. And you can see the mask lying on the rocks down by the river where he cast it down, and you see a little ember of flame form underneath it and start to lift it up, and it's floating in his direction. He's like using his fire magic to telekinesis the mask back to himself. Meanwhile, across the river, Vergello. Shit's going down. Marigal is going to put a hand on your shoulder, Ayin, and say, by the gods, what's happening over there?
Which direction is he
indicating? You gotta turn around and ask.
That's a fair question. That is
the
a fair
egg.
Question.
I look around, just in shock.
I'm assuming the egg is keeping all your attention, because what's happening across the river is dramatic, but it's also distant and quiet. If anyone wants to make a scouting roll to notice what's happening across the river, you can.
And I'm focused on this dragon.
Yeah. So.
I did not succeed.
Okay.
But I tried.
A blue scaly dragon is emerging from the egg, lets out a shriek, and the people in the crowd it causes a mass panic. Everybody's running around and running for weapons and running to their respective buildings and things. And the dragon sort of comes stumbling off of the egg down onto the ground. It's very wobbly and floppy, and it's going to come shambling towards you, Vergello. And it's getting very close to you. It's hobbling towards you very haphazardly, but keeping at least one of its eyes locked on you as it's moving.
Is it moving threateningly? I mean, is there a way to determine that?
It's tough to tell.
Kinda happy.
Pet the baby.
It's tough to tell because it's so floppy and wobbly.
Kill the baby. Kill it.
Give it a name.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Give it a name. Josh will kill it.
Cause I know that I can't outrun this thing.
We're gonna name this celery.
Can I try and calm it or charm it with music? I want to try and
Yeah.
Music soothes the savage.
grab its attention.
Yeah.
Its curiosity, because it when it looked at me before and kind of cooed.
Yep.
You know, it's sort of odd.
You stand your ground and play music to see what happens.
Yeah.
Make a perform check.
I do a stupid bard thing.
And what song are you going to play for it? A particular song, or one of your songs, or some new song? Are you riffing, playing a song that you know, or playing the song that you learned from Marigal?
Not the song that I learned from Marigal. Well, wait, was that?
No,
was
that
that
brought a calming sensation over
that's what I was going to ask. That one was the one that brought the calming sensation.
Seem to.
Okay, then yeah, that's the one. I was gonna say play a calming lullaby or something, but yeah. Bill doesn't want to roll this because every time I've attempted to play this song, I
Okay.
have
You
failed
crushed it
miserably.
this time. You got it.
All right, yep, I'm going to play Before the Trees.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
Law of averages.
Nice. Okay.
Do I need to push it? I tried looking up the thing, I couldn't find it.
I can't find it either.
You don't need to push anything. It's not an opposed roll. The dragon is going to stop, and it's bobbing its head in rhythm with the song that you're playing it, somewhat instinctively, it seems like. And sorry, I was catching up on the chat. And it gets very close to you, and you hear swords being drawn. You see people running for their bows and their horses, and the crowd that has remained is forming a slowly widening circle as people backpedal away, leaving you just in the middle, all on your own, many steps from anyone else. And the dragon gets face to face with you and lowers its head and nuzzles you. At this point, Ayin, Marigal is looking at the dragon, looking across the river, looking at the dragon, looking across the river.
Uh-huh.
And you catch a glimpse of Zertorm across the river and you can faintly make out that he looks like he has some sort of creepy skull face, and that his mask has fallen off, and that it's floating back to him, and he's putting it on. At this point, Marigal says, I have to go. Be well, friend. And he turns and runs towards the bridge, just like full sprint.
Hang on a second, Marigold. I'm going with you.
He's not turning back to look at you, and he's very fast. And he's running across the bridge. What's Grunrock? Grunrock hasn't done anything, so... we'll jump back to you in a minute, Aimee.
Sorry, Grunrock was researching. I'm standing between Dahlia and the dragon, but kind of trying to follow Vergello's lead. It seems like he's got some idea of what he's doing with this thing.
Oh, hell no.
To my little goblin brain, what you're doing makes sense.
I'm trying to keep it calm. If it wants to become like part of the family, cool. We'll give it a stupid name and it'll be with us forever. But
because first instinct is to hold it underwater until it stops wiggling, but I'm gonna stand back here and watch for a bit.
Aimee, I think the answer to your question is you can see the result of the roll before deciding to push.
Yeah, that's
because it says that you can push a roll even after seeing that it's successful. There might be additional notes in the section on opposed rolls, but I'll look it up later. But for now, we'll play it that you can push the roll after seeing the outcome. So, but it seems like you got away. So, you are sliding down the side of this cliff, staying out of sight, and you hear Zertorm just muttering furious mutterings, going, "When I get my hands on you, elf!" And you actually see flames just go shooting across the cliffs over your head in random directions. This draws the attention of the people on the other side of the river. You are now seeing... I'm giving Aen and Marigal a head start here. But the rest of you now see flames shooting around the cliffs, and you see Zertorm standing on the back of his big lizard mount, and he seems to be angry about something. And just broad swaths of the cliffs are getting incinerated and charred black as flames go roaring up the sides of the mountain.
Should I go that way, or do you want me to stay with you, Vergello?
Vergello is singing and playing a lute, so
I'll take that as stay here.
I'm like, I kind of like look a little bit over my shoulder with the dragon literally nuzzling me here and just still playing the tune. Like I'm not breaking away from the one thing I think that's keeping me alive right now.
If you're gonna stay, you better tip though. This isn't free.
I'm literally doing the best performance of my life right
Vergello,
now.
you see the dragon looking around at the crowds darting here and there in every direction, and you see the dragon look around and it sort of locks onto a horse off in the distance, and you see it go...
Ooh,
and it starts taking steps towards the horse.
I'll try and grab it again, like a louder strum on my lyre, and do like shh, 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 and I like
that'll cash in the excess success on your performance roll that you got earlier because you only needed one. So
okay. I would want to, like, if I don't know if I can do this, like have it ring a little bit and pull out like some food that I have.
Oh, do you have food that you want to share with it, like trail rations or something?
Do you have any more raw fish?
I sold all my raw fish, but I have a D10 dice of food.
Okay. So you reach for your pack and pull some food?
Yeah.
Do you remember what type of food it was? Was it like fish or other type of food? Or...
Most of our meals, if not all of them, have been fish.
Okay.
From what I have cooked now.
Okay. It's going to be as you're reaching around in your pack, and do you feed it a die worth of food?
I feed it, and
or
if
you
it's
feed
still
it
hungry, I feed it more.
Okay.
Yes, I like. I
You'll
don't know
feed
if I
it a
have to
day's
roll.
worth of food. Yeah. So you'll roll now.
Okay.
Okay. So you throw it some fish from your pack. You still have more where that came from, and you're now backpedaling a little bit as this thing is coming towards you, and it seems to be trying to snap and eat your entire backpack.
Yeah. No.
Tap Dahlia.
Dahlia is hiding behind some barrels in an alleyway, and she's going,
I have an idea.
There's a dragon. There's flames over there. What's happening across the river?
Hey, listen to me.
Huh?
We need to make sure the people here don't kill it or attack it. It seems that Vergello has it in hand for now. But if it gets stuck with one of those arrows, we're all screwed.
But
They don't like me. They won't listen. I need you to try to calm the people down.
Ayan, you're running across the river. Make a scouting roll to see if you notice Velas.
I'd also like to do a knowledge dragon to know if in the past they
Lore.
were tamed. Well, lore. Okay. To know if they were tamed by people,
Okay.
if there's any other relevant information that I will have known.
Okay.
Killian's character, the dice.
Killian's character makes an appearance in every session.
Josh, I can confirm for the pose rolls that only the attacker, or in the case of pose, whoever's doing the roll can push, but they can do so after seeing the result.
Okay, cool.
And it's on page 49 if
Okay.
you want to clarify.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I am gonna push the scouting roll.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, I didn't remove. Dang it.
Well, you're going to lose 2 from,
Okay.
from whatever it is, wits or something. Okay, so you succeed on the lore roll with a single success. Here's what it tells you. I'm going to tell you a couple high-level things about dragons in this setting that you know from getting the 1 success in the lore roll. Dragons are dragons. You know what dragons are. But they are generally in the Forbidden Lands. Dragons in the Forbidden Lands are not the intelligent speaking creatures that they are in some other games and settings and stories. They are mostly very powerful beasts, and there are legends that speak of certain dragons that were able to speak intelligent and even able to breathe fire. As you glance at the thing hatching out of the egg, you can see sparks coming off of its breath. So now you don't know what to believe. But dragons are generally terrifying, huge beasts that are rumored in some cases to be able to speak and breathe fire. And the approximate size of your typical dragon is about 4 oxen. 4 times.
Not huge.
However, there are legends that speak of larger dragons than that.
Do I know if there's any cults or people that have an affinity for dragons?
That'll go beyond the 1 success. And your question that you were specifically wanting to have answered, you have heard legends of unknown veracity of people that have tamed and ridden dragons in the distant past. But you have no idea whether those stories are true or not.
Good people?
We might be about to find out.
Good people?
You don't know. You don't know any more than that.
Do they sleep with their brothers and sisters? Or are they...
Josh,
Probably. Huh? Yes?
I do want to just say that if it looks like whatever, like the meal that he's eating, he's about to finish it. Like I'll just keep tossing down more. I have a D10 worth of food, and Bill would love the idea of taming a dragon. Vergello's like, okay, let's fill this thing's stomach so it doesn't want to eat me.
The dragon is catching up to you, knocking you over, and trying to eat your entire backpack. So you may have to empty the entire contents of your food in order to keep it from causing a problem.
Just let me know when I need to roll food dice or do anything. But that's I'm actively giving it what it wants to try and.
You're giving it fish one by one, and it's being impatient about it. And it seems to you like you may need to just dump all your food and go to 0 food to keep the thing from just barreling over you and eating your whole backpack.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So just
go ahead and zero out your food. And,
zero.
Yeah. So you dump all your food on the ground. This buys you some time. This buys you some time to interact with the crowd around you, and to observe the dragon and to take any actions that you might want to take. But we're going to jump back to Velas for a second. Velas, you are hanging on this cliff in a shadow, in a crack. There are flames shooting across the cliffs over you. You hear this guy muttering threatening things, and you're going to look out over the river, and you're going to see Marigal sprinting full speed across the bridge, and Ayan following behind, trying to keep up. What's your next action?
Does it appear that Marigal can see me?
It doesn't appear that either Marigal or Ayan has noticed you because neither of them are looking in your direction while running.
I would like to continue to move stealthily further away, please, sir.
Keep creeping along the cliff, trying to get... So, are you trying to get to the water, or are you trying to get to the village? This is the time to choose.
There are no good decisions.
There are no good decisions. I'm going to start inching towards the village.
Okay.
Because I don't imagine I can swim very quickly with a hurt ankle.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. The soundtrack is getting a little oppressive. 1 sec. Yeah, the people are really losing it.
It's okay. I'm sure the chat loves it, and we're so grateful for our friends over at Sirenscape.
Okay, there's drama going on
Here for
with
it.
some dragon sounds. All right, there. We're killing the dragon growls. All right, I'm gonna get better at this audio thing. All right, so you are inching along towards the village, maintaining your stealth, and Zertorm, you can hear stomping footsteps on the cliffside, and go ahead and you made your stealth roll to escape. If you make at least 1 success on an additional stealth roll, then he will run past you without even seeing you, because he is stomping in your direction, searching for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna push that. Oh God!
You slide down.
Gonna take that. All right, okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and click push. Oh, it didn't remove it for me.
All right. He's gonna catch up to you.
I'm gonna use my my pride.
I'm gonna. Okay.
My pride.
Yeah. What's your pride?
No one has a softer step than
Oh
me.
yeah, this is the time. This is the time.
This is the time to lose your pride.
This is the time to lose your pride.
To lose your pride.
Everybody loses their pride. All right. Zertorm is going to... He gets a scouting roll here. And if he gets any successes, he's going to see you.
I just rolled a 5 on a d12. I'm without a pride.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Your efforts to stay hidden and move along this cliff are in vain. Pyravia can just run over these near vertical cliffs like they're nothing. And he's going to swoop in between you and the village and just be standing slightly over you, peering down. He is breathing deeply with rage, and you can see sparks just shooting out from the sides of the mask. And he tilts his head a bit and says, "Valas, was it?"
I'm sorry, have we met?
You told him your name a few minutes ago. Don't play games with me, she-elf.
Hold up, let me read the specifics of this.
No, just gaslighting.
Marigal gets to the...
Gaslight him.
Joe.
Would I have needed to say this in advance, DM? And I might have needed to. I'm a master of disguise and can easily assume the appearance of other people.
That takes time. You're going to have to do that in advance and then to put a disguise on. I don't think you could do it in the middle of like an initiative situation.
No, that's fair.
Marigal gets to the end of the bridge, Joe, and he looks across the cliff to the left and goes running, and that draws your attention, and you look and you see Zertorm looming over Valas, who is like cowering on the rocks.
I mimic his.
Marigal is running in that direction while the conversation proceeds. Let's jump back to Grunwalk real quick. I don't know if you had... You're welcome to just pass if you just want to be watching from across the river, but if you have specific things you want to do, I haven't given you a chance for a while.
I'm going to jump up on top of one of the barrels and pull out some food of my own and start just waving it above my head.
Okay, you're keeping the dragon busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna turn to have you toss me your food.
All right.
In all honesty,
Vergello.
How big is the dragon compared to Grunwald?
Yes.
Okay. So good question. The egg was about 5 feet in diameter, but the dragon stands a little taller than that when it's stretched out. It's maybe like 6 feet tall when it's propped up properly with its head bent a little bit. It's like person sized, maybe slightly larger by weight. because it also
I
has the
come
tail
up
and the wings.
kind of to like its shoulder-ish, maybe less.
You're like up to its chest. Yeah, it's it could probably eat you.
Who wants a fish?
Okay, the dragon's gonna go. You're keeping it busy. You've now bought a lot of time. Vergello, you have time. What's your instinct? The people are standing around. The high priest is baffled, and most of the people are either fleeing because of the dragon, or they are gathering along the edge of the river, watching whatever the hell is happening with Zertorm and the fire across the river.
Is the dragon still like chowing down on my D10 worth of food that I just dumped from my bag?
That's keeping it busy for a bit, and Grunrock will pull its attention after it finishes that.
Okay. I kind of just want to pet it.
You just want to sit there and show everybody that it's friendly and be petting your dragon.
Well, my other option is just to run away from this thing.
Yep.
And
Give me 1 sec.
I'm not trying to make good decisions.
There you go.
I don't know. Like it cooed whenever it hatched. It nuzzled me. Like
Yeah.
it's eating my food.
It's going to sit there
basically said
eating your
mama.
food, and it's going to kind of try to sit in your lap, even though it's like bigger than you by weight.
Yeah.
So you're
I'm
getting
gonna
low-key
kinda let
crushed
it.
by the dragon while it's just chowing down on all your food. All right. Valas.
Yes, sir.
Zertorm. Looming over you. You can probably catch a glimpse of your friends running, but it's going to be a minute before they get there. And he says,
I told you it looked really cool over there, and you were looking at it. I wanted to go check it out myself. Can you blame me? It looks like a dragon.
he says, "You have no idea what you have done this day, and you
All I
will
did was
pay."
All I did was try and talk to you, man, and then you didn't want to talk, so I left. I'm confused why you're so...
Enough of your games! I will burn the flesh from your bones, and you will live on in agony as I do so.
I didn't
He
do
says-
that to you. Don't blame me for your shit.
He says, Pyravia, collect this specimen. And the big...
Start running again.
Running in what direction? Do you jump in the river, or do you climb the cliff,
Oh, yeah.
or do you try to run past him?
If there's not like I can't run past him, I'm just gonna be like, I didn't do this, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder at the cliff. That looks like a cool dragon, and I want to check it out. And I'm just gonna try and like leap backwards into the water.
Swan dive! All right. Make a move roll to dive far enough from the cliff to avoid the rocks and dive down gracefully into the water. If you get one success, you're swimming in the water. If you get multiple successes, you do a beautiful swan dive and end up deep enough in the water that he loses you immediately.
Wow.
If you get no
Getting
successes,
multiple
then you're going to hit the
successes.
rocks and take damage.
But me, I can only roll 3 dice.
That's usually what I roll for my move rolls.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
I'm gonna push it.
All right.
Because I don't have the kind of health to
Yeah.
be fucking around.
Like we're all about to die.
I'm petting a dragon, so at least
I-
I'm gonna die in a cool way.
Marigold's my friend, so I'm
yeah,
fine.
Ayan might make it out of this.
Push and just...
Just like backwards dives, lands on a rock, and then another rock, and then another rock, and then rolls into the water.
There's 5 rocks, and we're going to see how many of them strike your body. 0.
None of them!
You got dumb lucky. You belly flopped into the water, and in the process happened to land in a gap between the rocks and take no damage. You are still visible to him, but he is now conjuring flames around his hand and raising them above his head with the intention of striking them down at you. And Marigal is going to yell, "Wait!" And Zertorm hesitates and looks at Marigal and then looks back at you and says, "Speak quickly!" And he says, "She has value to me. Please, I will bring her to you. Let her go. Do not kill her." And Zertorm, that's all you can hear as you dive down into the water. The rest of this, your character will not be able to hear, but Ayan will. He looks back at the water and starts cursing under his breath at the fact that you have escaped. And he's going to stride down the mountainside on the back of his mount towards Marigal, and he keeps glancing at the water as though he's trying to spot you. And Marigal says, "Please, I have a connection to this elf. I know that she has wronged you, and I will bring her to you to face justice, but please do not kill her. There is much we need to discuss." And Zertorm is seething, visibly shaking with rage as he's looking at the river, and then unleashes the fire magic that he started to conjure at the cliff, and it strikes the cliff so hard that rocks and pebbles and things just come off of the cliff, and it burns a hole in the rock like a couple of inches deep. He just shoots like a blast of fire at it. And then he turns and walks past Marigal and says, "Find her by nightfall." And then goes striding off into the village. You now have a moment alone with Marigal, Ayan.
Well, thank you, I suppose. Do you want to tell me about any of this? The dragon?
You and your friends have made a mess of everything. We need to find out what's going on across the river.
If you were to explain more, we wouldn't make a mess. There's so many secrets here. You seem to have the answers, but you're not going to give us any.
Correct. Now, what should we do about your friend? I owe her to this lord, and I'm going to find her and bring her back here. And she will face his justice. I don't know. I suspect not much of what you know of your friend will remain by the time he's through with her, but I don't know what his plans are.
If she's important to you, why would you hand her over?
Because we can free her later.
Do I have your promise?
He offers his hand in a handshake.
I take it.
All right. He says,
I will find Velas and try and get her to turn herself in willingly.
I need you to listen to me very carefully.
With your promise that you will help her get out later.
There's going to be a warband of Asleen riders hunting for her in the next few minutes. If you want us to find her first, I suggest we get started right now.
I point down to the water where she's just hovering.
She is.
No, I took a deep breath and I am swimming like a madman.
She's traveling with the current, and
I'm moving
The water's
diagonally.
not surprisingly clear.
no.
Comically so.
There she goes.
It is churned up. It is churned up and muddy. There's it's going over rapids coming around this bend into the town, and there's also it's also this pearl harvesting area. So there's people in and out of the water, stirring it up, boats and all that stuff. So yeah, no, it's not going to be crystal clear water right here in the middle of town. And Velas, you are holding your breath.
You know those traps that a piece of rope around something, and you pull it? I'm going to just put a coin purse in the middle of one of them.
Look at this. It's a money fish, but it's turning around.
All right. Meanwhile, across the river, the Palacus of Horn is going to approach you, Vergello, and he says, "This is a blessing from the god Horn. We must show it to Zertorm, but he seems to be otherwise engaged. Can you keep this beast occupied while we inform him of this miraculous event?"
I'm working on it.
He is going to give
The
the
dragon's
order.
still sitting on me, and I'm just kind of petting it a little bit.
He's going to give the order for a few people to request the presence of Zertorm to bless this occasion and accept this offering from the volcano god. Meanwhile, Grunrock, what are you up to?
Waving a fish. Or is it?
All right.
Is it?
The dragon
Is it
finishes
still
snapping
eating the
things up,
stuff?
and it's gonna run over in your direction and start eating the fish.
I'm
You
trying
might want
to
to throw it.
keep it moving so that he's doing this like goofy little head thing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw it.
Okay. Ian, you can see Zertorm talking to a group of the Quard Aslines on the north end of the bridge, and they are gathering in a circle. They are fetching their mounts and weapons, and he's putting together a search party. He's explaining what she looks like. It takes a bit of time. He's telling them that he wants her alive. He's telling them that he wants her by nightfall. He's telling them what direction she went and what she looked like and giving them instructions, and they're all coordinating. It's going to take a few minutes, but you see this process starting to happen, and time is
Is
of the
Marigold
essence.
still next to me?
Yeah, Marigold seems to be of the opinion that you should get moving quickly.
Yep. Okay. So she's going which way? Which way is the current going?
South, east, southeast.
Southeast. I suppose I'm on the wrong side of the river to follow the river down. Marigold, is there any way you can make a distraction for those riders while I try and find Velas? I promise to try and bring her in. If not, I don't know what else to do.
He says, I'll try my best. Just go. Now. Run. Find her.
Okay. I'm gonna... Does it look like there's a pathway on the north side of the bridge or the south side?
What do you mean?
A path along the river for me to follow down the current.
You can head down this way if you want to follow the
Okay,
current
I
from the
will.
side you're on.
Head down that way.
Okay. Velas, your head's gonna pop up somewhere down here. You are just out of breath and have to show yourself. And
Down.
and Ayan is running along the river trying to look for you.
I am just glancing over my shoulder to look and see if I see Zertorm.
You do.
And when
Off
I
in
see
the distance.
him, like,
Gathering
I'm gonna
troops.
take another just as deep of a breath as I can and go back down and just keep swimming.
Okay. Ayan, you make eye contact with Velas for a second. She looks over your shoulder, and then she takes a deep breath and dives back underwater. Disappears again.
It's all panic, baby. It is all panic.
I'm gonna keep going. Just keep running.
Alright, you keep running along the river.
Yeah.
Marigold's having some conversation with the riders, but nobody's there to witness it.
Damn.
Vergello,
Yeah.
you are watching the dragon devour fish. You have some breathing room. Do you want to talk to anyone or do anything, or just sort of wait and see how this situation develops?
Two questions. One, does it look like the dragon is feeling more sated after having all this food?
It's starting to slow down and look around curiously at the people around it a bit, but it still seems ravenous even after tearing through your entire pack and starting to eat
Okay.
your and Ralph's food as well.
Do I know anything about dragons? Now that I'm don't have one sitting
Make a
on
lore
me.
roll.
It's not gonna be. Yeah. It was an attempt. Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of just start playing the Before the Trees song again to try and keep it calm.
Let me see. Just adjusting the map briefly. Sorry, I have an icon for this dragon that I forgot to use. One sec.
Which dragon?
There's only one dragon.
Bill's child.
Zertor is riding a
He's
dragon.
not on a dragon. He's on a lizard.
His lizard.
Still in this to start.
I'm sorry, were you face to face with it? I don't think
It
so.
doesn't
We
have
both
wings.
got dragons.
Bill's
It
right.
doesn't have
it
wings.
doesn't have wings.
Oh, it's not a dragon. At
know
best,
what?
it's a drake.
It's
I thought you said
draconic.
it has translucent.
That was the thing hatching out of the egg.
Oh, I'm talking about Zertorm's mount. He's talking about Bill's dragon.
The Corm is on a drake
Okay.
Good.
or a salamander.
A Dracomandr. All right, so... Sorry. So, Bill, did you have actions you wanted to take right now? Oh, lore roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll lore.
I rolled lore. Got nothing,
Okay.
and then I just...
You're like, is this
to-
thing a dragon? I don't know.
Is this a dragon? So I just, like, while I'm like, I know absolutely nothing about dragons, I pull out my lyre again and start playing Before the Trees to try and keep it from eating people.
Yeah. Okay, keep it sated. Keep it calm. Hank, it's going to eat enough of your food for you to have to make 3 separate food rolls, and then it's going to get distracted with the music and sit down calmly and listen to it. So make a triple food roll.
I didn't get the
Rationing
opportunity.
that stuff.
I didn't get a chance to just make rolls to see how much I was
that's
saving.
'cause
I
it
had to
ate-
drop my entire
It
bag.
ate an entire bag plus 3 rolls.
Whatever. If I walk away with a pet dragon, I'll forgive you.
So it is mesmerized by the music. It seems to be sated enough for the moment to calm down, and it is watching as he plays music. You're seeing around you like a military formation forming. There are horses and spears and swords, and they are forming a perimeter around this whole block of town, but they are not intervening or doing anything specific right now. They are keeping an eye on the dragon to make sure that it does not cause a ruckus, and it seems to be calm for the moment.
Cool.
It is watching you and swaying its head in rhythm with the music, and its orange eyes are locked with yours the whole time that you're playing to it.
I'm trying to get this thing to imprint on me. I'm your mother. I've fed you. I've sung you lullabies.
So
And I'm kind of like a wet nurse.
Yeah. You're usually wet, though, so...
Run Ralk. All right.
Slappy wet nurse feet.
Basically a wet nurse.
You just wake the baby up every time you.
I fed it a fish. I'm basically a wet nurse. Classic Run Ralk. Okay, so right, the dragon is tuned in, and Ayan, you see
Yep.
Veloz pop her head up as she's drifting away from town to take another breath somewhere around here. And
How long is she above the water?
for a moment, you can yell
Long
something
and
to
a-
her.
Long enough to take a deep ass breath.
Veloz, it's Ian.
I'm just gonna turn and look at you, and I'm just...
Which side, Josh, were the people that were getting on their mounts on?
Your side, where Zertorm is. They're behind you.
Can you get to the other bank? There's people coming. There's... How many did I see? Dozens?
just gonna look at him and be like,
Dozens is accurate, yeah.
and just like deep breath and start like swimming, doing my best to get into this like kind of hidden crop.
Okay. Make a move roll to try to fight the current and get to the other side. If you fail, you're going to be swept further downriver and out of sight of Ayan.
Oh god.
That's fine.
Heading back to the people that are riding.
You're heading back to the riders?
Yep.
Alright. You get a success. You can swim to the opposite side, Veloz.
Trying to stay underwater as much as I can.
Alright. You're catching the tail end of the situation. Marigal is giving a long-winded speech about honor and valor and moments to rise to the occasion. And Zertorm is cutting him off. It's like, no, go. You need to go. You need to be going. Yeah, about 24 Asleen riders of the Quard clan are taking to their mounts and riding off. And Zertorm is saying she can't have gone far. She could be in town. She could be south of town. Just follow the river. Check both sides. Find where she is and bring her to me alive. And then you and I will discuss this further, he says to Marigal. And then he is going to go marching off across the bridge in the direction of the dragon situation.
This is gonna get bad real quick.
Across town, all of this is happening, and riders are going out en masse. So what are you going to be doing while that's going on, Ayan?
Well, I thought that they were in a pack. The raiders.
Oh, they're splitting up and going every possible direction, and they have an organized plan in mind.
Okay. Well, any of them that I come across, I just say, there was a woman. She looked like she was in trouble. I think she was drowning. She floated all the way down that way. Someone needs to help her.
What did she look like? What color was her hair? Was she old?
I don't know. Dark hair. I'm not sure. She just looked like she was in a panic.
He turns to a group of other riders and says, "Downriver, past town," and signals and snaps, and a whole bunch of them just go riding out across the bridge, full speed. Zertworm is now marching on Pyravia into this part of the village down by the river where the dragon situation is going. Dahlia steps aside.
For what it's worth, Ian, I just want to restate, though he probably already knows, at any point in the conversation with Zertworm, I was saying, I never implied that I was with anyone other than Miracle.
Yeah. You told him your name, but you didn't.
I gave him my name, and I told him that I was. Yeah. I didn't mention anyone else.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, also, you're out of the water by now, right? The last.
She's paddling her way across, and she's getting into these rocks over here to where she can climb her way out, probably.
I saw your panic when I said that they were downriver, so I was confused as to what was going on, because I thought I was sending them beyond you.
Yeah, that's the message they got. You said that
so this is past
they
me,
said
past
beyond
me.
town, and so they're going to go riding off down the road along the river.
I thought of where I was as beyond town, so I was like, are you sending them in my direction?
Yeah.
He's trying to make them wild.
Ian said she was floating on down, and they are going to be riding down the river in the direction he pointed. He threw them off your trail. At least a bunch of them. So you'll have a window to try to avoid the patrols and get out, but we'll get to that in a minute. Zertworm is marching into the clearing, and he says, "People of Amber's Peak, Horn has blessed us this day with a new birth, an offering to our cause against the wicked Zygofer. Please, let me look upon it." As he comes up to it, the dragon is looking at him and going... and it seems to have locked eyes with Pyravia, his mount, and Pyravia's growling back. And he says, "Easy, Pyravia. Who is this? Who is this outsider who has so graciously accepted the occasion of ushering this new birth into our forces?"
When he says "easy, Pyravia," and the dragon next to me was growling, I was like, "Oh, easy, Sparky, come on."
He asks who you are.
I am Vergello, the new mother, apparently.
Vergello, well, thank you. Thank you for assisting in this momentous occasion. Who knew that a pearl harvest would yield the birth of a dragon into the world? And look at you, how cute you are. And he steps down from his mount. He takes a couple steps forward, and the dragon is like, and like,
I'm gonna step in front of him.
You're gonna step in front of Zertworm?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, "Pardon me, Goblin. You're in my way."
It doesn't like you.
Yeah, it seems to not. You might want to keep a step back.
That is not your concern.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
You see, I fed it.
And I bet it.
I appreciate
We're calling
that.
dibs.
Step
is what
aside.
We're saying.
No.
No.
Excuse me?
I said no! Clean out your ears. Maybe you'll hear me the first time.
He looks around at all the soldiers and riders.
Take off the mask, you'll hear better.
He looks around at the circle of soldiers and riders around the clearing, and he snaps twice, and a bunch of them draw swords and spears and begin closing in around you in a circle. He says, "Relieve this goblin of his weapons and take him aside for questioning." And about 5 dudes in chain armor start to circle in around you.
The first one that tries to touch me, I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
Oh, I like Grumrock.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Grunrock's back.
Oh my goodness.
And we thought the player character to death tonight was gonna be Veloz.
I didn't know who it was going to be. Hold on, I think my camera is bugged out. One sec. My camera froze on the stream. Just mine for some reason. Give me one sec. Okay, there we go. It got unstuck. Something bugged out and it stopped updating. I don't know how long it was happening. Okay, so yeah, there's soldiers closing in around you, and
So when they're doing this, are they coming in like a semicircle, or are they coming from all around?
there's
you?
about 5 of them coming in towards you. 3 of them on mounts and 2 of them on foot. All of them in chainmail armor with swords. And there are more waiting in the wings that are not directly intervening because there's not seemingly need to.
Okay, the 2 that are on foot, I'm assuming, are the ones that are going to try to grab me.
Probably.
Yes?
Yeah.
Probably.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me see how I need to do this. I want to wait until one like tries to touch me, like goes to put his hand on me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to. I guess should I declare attacks now?
We should draw initiative if you're going to pull a
Draw
weapon.
initiative. Yeah, sword's coming out.
All
The
right.
second they start coming towards me, I'm pulling the sword.
All
out.
right. Sounds good. Vergello, are you drawing weapon?
I'm in the initiative. I mean, the only thing I have is my bow
All right.
And a
and
dragon.
arrows, so
And a dragon.
and a dragon. So
All right.
Hey, Sparky, feast.
Let's get the initiative counter up here.
You don't have to die with me, man. I just don't want the creepy dude to touch the dragon.
I'm kind of the same. Like the dragon doesn't trust him. I don't trust him.
All right. Let's see. Initiative tracker.
Are we doing hidden combinations?
No.
Okay.
We're keeping it simple for now. I've thought about doing it, but we haven't had enough combats to really have a handle on all the different actions yet, and I feel like we should do a few combats before we start stepping up the complexity. So I haven't been prepared.
But
if
if your player character
There it is.
survives, we might get to do it next time.
there we go. Oh, he won't.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna die here.
Here is the initiative
I
tracker.
have fully accepted that this is probably my death.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
Stay real, Sparky.
I never thought I'd go out with the goblin, but
How about with a friend?
There we go.
indeed. Copyright.
Sorry.
Hold on.
I'm not in this initiative.
I know. Hold on.
Aen's like, not me. Don't include me. I want to
done-
survive this.
They changed the initiative
nothing
tracker. I'm
wrong.
not sure. It doesn't give me an option to add to it. Oh, there we go. Enemies are going on 3. That was what they had rolled before I accidentally cleared it. And then, sorry, who was missing from it? Aen's missing from it?
Aen needs to come.
Roll a
off of it.
d10. We have a
Okay.
card deck for this, but it seems easier to just dice it. Roll a d10 until you get something that's not already on the list. 3 is on the list. Roll again. You can hit up arrow enter to redo the command. 4 is on the list. Try again. Again. Okay, you go
There you go.
first.
Oh.
Do I get the roll? I already.
You're already in it.
Yeah, but so is Grunrock. Everyone's on the list for me. Grunrock's on there.
Yeah, it
Aen's on there
auto-rolled
twice.
It auto rolled for every. Oh, Aen was already on there. I thought he said he wasn't on the list. That was why I let him roll.
No, I don't want to be on the list.
He's not involved in the combat. He was saying.
Run
on the
Rock
list
was
is,
rolling.
taking
Never
off.
mind.
I was rolling.
I thought you were telling me you needed to be added, not removed. Okay, we're good. Everybody is on the list, so
I don't think Veloz is involved either.
it's fine.
Okay, cool.
It rolls the the whole group. So it's
Oh,
Grunrock
I'd be
and then the
like,
enemies and then Vergello.
Trade your initiative with me.
It's all yours, buddy.
Grunrock. You see them coming at you.
Grunrock.
You have time to think and time to react. What are you doing?
Okay. So when one of them gets close enough to try to touch me, like with an attack range,
Right.
I am going to attack him and spend a willpower to. Wait, remind me. There's a quick action and a slow action. So move and attack, or no?
Yeah, you can do that. You don't actually have to move. They're approaching you.
Okay.
They also don't expect resistance, so
The only actions I'm going to take are attack anyway, but I can spend a willpower to make a second attack.
okay,
So I'm going to swing at one, then swing at the other.
sure, go for it.
When they get close enough to attack me.
One of them will try to parry, and the other will try to dodge. Go ahead with the first attack.
All right. I have to hit this one. And then remind me how to add artifact dice. Because I get a D8 artifact dice.
Yeah,
There's
just
just
enable it in
below
enable it in the
Just
interface, and it'll get
okay,
added.
I see it. Cool.
It succeeds on 6s or better, and I think if it gets an 8, it's like a double success or something.
Attack and parry are modified by +1. I think it's already included. Okay, roll.
That's 2 successes.
Okay.
That's for the first attack.
The first guy has a spear which lacks the parrying feature, so he's going to parry at a -2. Oops. Nope. That's not right. He reduces your successes by 1, but you still got 1 through, so it's 1 net success. So you do whatever the base damage of the weapon is to that guy.
2.
2. All right, you wound that guard, and then you swing at the other one.
Yeah.
The other one is going to see you parry the first guy and just try to dive out of the way, so he's dodging.
Oh shit! He about to fail.
Okay. One sec. Dodge. It's not particularly dodgy, so you throw yourself out of the way. Is this a slashing attack?
Yeah.
Okay. So he gets a +2
They're
to
both slashing.
dodging against it, so...
Because it would just be like swing.
He gets 2 successes on the dot. You do the exact same damage to this guy. You get 1 net success
Okay.
on both of them. He tries to dive out of the way, but you clip his ankle in the process. So one of them is taking some damage, and the other one has dived. Yeah. Okay.
That's me.
All right. All right. One sec. They're both gonna swing swords at you. Or one of them's gonna
Let's
swing
go.
a sword at you. Here's the first one. 2 hits. You have a move action with which to dodge or parry if you want to.
Parry.
Okay.
Artifact dice. Da 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 da. Roll.
Wow.
Nice.
Not great.
That's 2 successes.
Oh, I didn't even see him down there. Yeah, it is 2 successes. He got them both on the artifact die.
Yeah, I
Nice.
thought the same thing. I was like, 2 successes is not great.
No, that negates the attack. And
I
then
think Josh wants to kill someone.
Oh, Josh definitely does.
Give him time.
I always
He'll get me. Give
get him. Don't worry.
him. He really does. I've died in every campaign I've played.
Okay, one sec. And then the sword. The first one was a broadsword. This one is the same roll. Yeah. This time you can't dodge or parry because you're out of actions, and that's 2 hits with 2 base damage, so that's going to be 4 damage to your strength. Oh wait, 3 damage, sorry, because
Or-
it's base +1. So,
Is it strength or agility?
no, it's just strength.
Oh.
Does armor rating?
Oh,
3
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
anything for
You
me?
can roll 3d6s, and each 6 is going to reduce the damage by 1. So you're getting stabbed for 3 damage, but your armor might reduce it.
Is there a button for that? No, just type 3d6.
Uh-huh.
/R36.
Whoo!
Not happening.
great.
All right. That was the...
Can you push armor rolls?
No. No, you can't. And Vergello, it's your turn.
It was 2 damage, you said?
Yeah. So he's
I've been
mildly wounded 2 guards at once. One of them failed to slash him, the other one stabbed him with a spear, and you see the 3 horseback riders drawing their weapons in preparation for a real fight. And you can also hear a rabble forming in the semicircle around you of additional soldiers and riders.
I'm gonna look at Sparky, the little dragonling, and I'm gonna take my lyre and just strum like a very like terrible sounding chord and do a mock version of the roar he did that was like the fear effect. And I'm gonna do Path of the War Cry 2, emit a roar that in close combat it modifies all the close combat attacks of all opponents within short range until it's my turn to act again on the next round, and it's by -1 for each willpower I spend.
Cool. Is that in melee with you, or is that like in short range with you, or
short of all opponents within short range?
Okay, so short means people that are in melee with you, which is nobody. People that are in melee with Grunrock, who's in the same...
I thought that was close.
No. I am. I'm getting there. Short will include anybody who's in melee with you, which is no one. Anyone who's in melee with Grunrock because he's in the same zone as you. And anybody 1 zone step away from that. So that's getting everybody in this town square.
Okay, cool.
So all opponents within the town square are taking -1 to their combat rolls. And
no, not -1, -3. I'm spending 2 points and I get 1 extra one because...
Okay, so for this round, everybody sucks at melee because your spell is all up in their head.
All enemies suck at melee.
Cool. Vergello just rips this crazy screamo.
Leave me and my son alone.
Okay, so we're coming back around to the top of the initiative, but something is happening.
Yeah, I made crazy Dragonfire guy mad.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Could he by chance be angrier than he was at the end and just completely forget my offense?
Probably.
All right. Someone yells out, "Dragon!" and points to the sky. You look to the west, and a full-grown, full-size dragon is flapping through the air towards all of you in the middle of downtown. It is wings extended in the sky, many times larger than this dragon, a bit larger than your 4 oxen dragon description, and it is letting out a roar that echoes through the hills and through the town and brings everyone to just a state of panic. And people start running in every direction, and it is flapping and flying towards you. And Zertorm looks up with Pyravia also looking up and curses under his breath and shakes his fist and looks down at you and says, "You will pay for this, goblin. You've ruined everything." And then he pulls on the reins and starts to depart the village square. The people in the semicircle around you and the people that are fighting you are all looking to the sky now, and everyone is starting to run in different directions in a panic with no coordination as to what they are doing. Meanwhile, Velas, you are at the base of the river.
Sure am.
I hear all of you chatting in the background. I never have time to read it.
I just said Aimee and Hank, ruiners of everything.
Yeah, you have both ruined everything. So
well, I mean, we're getting married. Hashtag Team Chaos.
Are you climbing up the cliff to try to get out of the water?
Yeah.
Make a move roll to climb.
Quietly and out of breath and terrified, but well accustomed to running for my life as I am.
If you fail, you may just be too exhausted to climb up and have to take a rest at the base for some time while waiting.
I did not fail.
You make it to the top and you flop down flat on the ground. And
no, I don't. I'm not flat. I'm like pulling myself to the wall. I'm like pulling off like my coat and trying to wring it out. I'm well accustomed to like getting away. Like I need to change how I look. I need to take a moment, flip my clothes inside out.
Yeah.
I'm contemplating cutting my hair with a dagger. Like
I just mean at the moment you get over the top of the cliff because you are fairly exhausted and you flop onto the ground there, run for cover somewhere along the river. You can see riders sprinting on down the river, and you can hear a mega ruckus coming from town. And you're probably going to look up at the sky and see the dragon coming when it lets out its roar.
that's either really good or really bad.
All right.
That's all I got for right now.
Meanwhile, in town... So, Aimee, what's your first action going to be after you get up out of the river? Are you disguising yourself? Or doing something else?
To disguise myself takes a willpower. How many willpower? Oh, I have 2. Yeah, I'm going to take a moment and use Path of the Face.
Okay.
And spend a willpower to disguise myself.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like trying to dry off my, like, bring out my clothes, put them inside.
Jeez, that scared me.
I didn't expect it to cut out with a scream. Sorry.
Bring out my clothes, scream.
I am gonna try and like I'm gonna grab like my hair and like try and like flip it forward, give myself bangs, and just like start trying to calmly, casually look for like a place where I can sneak away.
Okay. While that is happening, a full-size dragon with blue scales, and every time it exhales, you can see flames coming from its breath. That's becoming a recurring theme, isn't it? Wait, where did it go? Where'd my dragon go? I had an icon. Oh, there it is. I lost it. All right. Is flying over the town.
Oh, Jesus Christ! There's the dragon.
And it is headed straight for the town square. Everybody gets an opportunity to take an action of their choice because the people fighting Grunralk are guard down, scattering. The circle of people is running for their posts, scattering, arguing about what to do. There's chaos breaking out in the town. And so everybody gets an opportunity to do an action. Everybody except Aimee, who already went. So let's start with Ayan because it's been the longest since we heard from him. Where are you at? What are you doing?
Where's Marigold at?
The bridge at this point, probably.
Yeah, I'm heading towards my homie.
Let's move you both onto the bridge. So Marigold is watching this unfold.
And I'm keeping my eye on him for his reaction. I'm not directly asking him how he's feeling, but...
He looks dumbstruck for a moment, and you slowly see a sinister grin spread across his face as everybody is scattering, and the town is breaking into chaos, and the dragon is flying in, and he says, "Beautiful, isn't it?"
Is this good or bad?
For whom?
Me. Ordinary people.
Probably bad. And
What
he
have
goes
you
casually walking back towards the castle, occasionally looking over his shoulder to behold the chaos.
Is he walking past me?
Yeah.
I push him.
You push him?
And just say, "What have you done?"
He goes kind of ragdoll and lets you push him a bit, and he just smiles at you.
This fight. Yeah.
He says, "Don't you have work to do? Clearing your name, clearing your conscience."
Yeah, I just walk off at that point.
Shameful as always.
So he is a jerk. I was tricked. I was duped.
He says,
God.
"Look after your friends. They need your help." And he just goes casually striding off towards the castle. Let's go to Vergello.
What does Sparky look like?
Uh,
How's he reacting to the
worked up.
other dragon.
There's a lot of chaos going on around him, and so he's starting to snarl and spit fire in different directions and claw around at the ground and roar at people that get too close to him and snap. He's no longer eating and he's no longer paying attention to the music. He's worked up, and he looks like he's going to pounce on anybody that gets too close to him.
Okay, so he's either not reacting to or not noticing the other dragon.
He is focused on the chaos that's happening and seems to be in a defensive posture now.
I'm gonna be near, but not like too close.
Okay.
Because the other soldiers that were fighting Grunrock have all bolted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of near him, but not too near him as to offend what I'm assuming is the mama dragon.
Grunrock, what are you doing? Those soldiers that were fighting you turn and run. You can take a free swing at them if you want, or you can take other priorities.
I'll just and spit after them as they run away.
Okay. Are you taking any action?
Right. Cowards!
Are you taking any action, or are you going to stand your ground and wait to see what happens?
I'll stand my ground, weapon out, and try to like keep away anybody who's getting too close to Vergella or the dragon.
All right.
I'm gonna try to keep a perimeter around us.
Okay. The dragon has landed on the road near Agerville, the part of downtown where the inn is that you were staying in. People are screaming and running in every direction. The dragon is watching them and seems to be peering around, looking places. You can see glimpses of it through the alleyways, and you don't have a good look at what it's doing, but a moment later, just a giant fireball erupts, and the inn that was the inn that you have been staying in just completely goes up in flames. It is no more. The dragon breathes on it.
Keep my backpack on me.
The dragon breathes on it, and it just explodes in a ball of fire and is erased from the map with a column of smoke rising up from it, and everybody's running and screaming in different directions. And the dragon lets out a distant roar, and then we're wrapping back around to other people's actions. Aimee, what are you doing?
Sir. I am... if it's been long enough, and I feel like I have disguised myself well enough, I am going to... Oh, man. There's nothing going down over where I am.
Time to leave.
Well, yes, it is. And if Velas was by herself and didn't have people, she'd already be out of this fucking town by now.
Aw. You're not people.
Hey!
I am going to slowly, sneakily start moving through, like the croppings, and just trying to like make my way north, towards the dragon.
Okay.
And also because I think I saw them moving further away, I know that they're going to be looking for me downstream. It's not a terrible idea to push back forward.
Did you don a disguise, or you still look like yourself?
I have donned a disguise, and I've spent a willpower to change my appearance.
Okay, cool. So you now look like what?
I look like Mrs. Polymore.
Perfect. Okay.
I needed someone no one in this town fucking knew.
Don't get too close to Grunrock. He might just stab you.
All right. You look like Mrs. Polymore, and you're making your way back to the road. And several riders are running by, and a couple of them stop and question you.
I fell into the water and I got hurt, but I'm okay.
You fell in the water. Did you fall in the water alone?
Yeah, I was trying to catch some fish for dinner. But I'm okay. I'm okay. Don't worry about me.
We're looking for an elf. Black hair. No. Nothing like this. Nothing like this.
You're looking for a shelf?
Did you see an elf? Did you
Did
you see an elf with dark hair?
A shelf with dark?
An elf woman with leather armor.
You have to shout. Who raised you? Are you
A
calling
dragon
everyone?
is... No, we don't have time for this. And they just keep riding on. All right. Meanwhile, in the town. They're out of earshot. Meanwhile, in the town, we're back around to Ayan. What are you up to? Marigold just went way too casually, striding off towards the castle with like a slight grin on his face, and he's looking back and enjoying the spectacle every so often.
Yeah, I am heading towards. I know that I last landed on the west side of the bank. Excuse me. So I'm heading in that direction to try and find her.
Okay. That'll take a while. So,
and not in the dragon direction.
Grunrock and Vergello, you just saw this dragon explode a building. What do you do?
Any ideas here?
You see someone on fire running down the road screaming.
Are we just kind of hoping that this is actually that one's little one and it might not eat us if we're close enough?
I mean, I can only assume it's its little one. Is it still kind of like panicking, freaking out sort of deal? With people running around, Josh?
It seems to have noticed the column of fire rising up from the building and is looking at it almost curiously with its eyes kind of wide, and it's starting to floppily stumble its way generally in the direction of the giant fireball.
Okay, that's what I was going to try and do, is like guide it over there.
Okay.
Let's take it to the big one then.
And I'll put the sword away.
Yeah, you do see some you do see some people taking arms and pulling bows out and things, and you see some arrows being loosed at the big dragon from a distance from people posted in the hills and around the buildings, and most of them seem to be ricocheting off, and a few of them are sticking between its scales. It's taking minor damage from arrows here and there, and Grunrock, what are you doing? You following along with Vergello or doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna sheath my scimitar,
'Kay.
so that I'm not like super threatening as I'm walking up on this giant dragon.
Okay.
And I'm going to dig out another piece of fish and just kind of keep it close for the little one to sort of
Okay.
bait it.
It seems to be
forward
more
and also show
focused
that I'm
on
trying to feed it.
the fire and going towards it. And it's occasionally letting
Fair
out
enough.
little screeches and stumbling its way up the road. The big dragon is marching its way up the main road, around the smoldering crater, partially through it. It's just stomping its way over it, and it spots the little dragon from across the alleyway. And the little dragon is going to let out a tiny roar, and then the big dragon is going to let out an even bigger roar that just sends soldiers and riders scattering in every possible direction. And the little dragon is going to turn and run towards Bill and huddle next to him for protection.
So, geez. Alright, this is kind of backfired. Yeah, I'm gonna try and calm it and be like, come on, let's, like, kind of still directing it towards the big one.
Okay. It seems to be resisting. It's nuzzling into you. It's backing into you. It's shaking a bit.
Is there anything I can do to try and, like, calm it down?
Okay. Let's see here.
Is it animal handling?
Do an animal handling, even though it's not an animal, because it's of roughly animal intelligence.
That was my only thing that I could think that it would be on this.
Let's do that for now. It's the closest applicable skill.
Did it do it? Ugh. I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Failed. It is cowering and falling over you and stumbling backwards and letting out a intimidating roar to the best of its ability, and the big dragon is stomping towards it. Zertorm is fleeing across the bridge from the big dragon. And as are a bunch of the Asleans, but he is commanding the riders to go engage with it. Drive it away! Drive it away! Kill it at all costs! And you see occasional arrows going towards it, but a lot more just people running away, not taking orders. And the big dragon is stomping towards you until it is looming right over you and the tiny dragon. And the tiny dragon belches out a bit of flame at the big dragon, and the big dragon roars straight down at it, and is now looming over you. And it is looking at Vergello and lets out just a full-on roar directly at you from overhead, which is a 10d6 fear attack.
Does it have -3?
Does it?
No, this is not a melee
No.
attack.
No. Well, it's not.
It
I don't
gets
think
2
it's melee
successes,
attack,
so it's
but-
just doing 2 damage straight to wits.
Okay.
Does that-
I have 3 wits.
Okay, so that doesn't break you, but it leaves you at 1 wits, and it seems to be staring to see if you're going to break away. Grunralk, you are also subject to that.
I was about to say, all is fair. I'm close.
Yep.
Does it get me?
Yep, it does. And Dahlia. Dahlia breaks. She runs and is just like fleeing down the city streets out of sight. So Grunrock also loses 2 wits. Does that break you?
No.
Okay.
If
So
it was empathy, it would have.
Bill, you have
Yes.
an action. This dragon has roared at you and is looming over you. You are holding its this small dragon in your arms, and you have 1 action to decide what to do.
Is the dragon still like pushing up against me?
It is trying
will
to
try-
shelter itself in you.
Okay. I mean, I will try and look as, non-threatening as possible, and move away.
Okay. You back
I don't
away.
know what else I can do.
You start to back away and throw your hands up, and the big dragon is at you. And the tiny dragon is backpedaling to try to get to you, but the big dragon just snatches it up in its jaws. And the small dragon lets out a screech, and the big dragon takes flight with it in its jaws and begins to fly away.
Is it? Are we talking like a mama dog carrying a puppy dog, or like?
It doesn't seem like it's eating it. It seems like it's
Okay.
taking it. And the tiny dragon, as it is bouncing along and flapping away on the wind, is eyes locked on you, Vergello, and it seems to be crying out.
Oh
And
man!
they fade off into the sky, slowly shrinking away. I'm gonna AFK for a sec for a bathroom break, but I will let you all stand around and discuss, because there's going to be a moment of just collecting. So all of you discuss among yourselves. Ayan, you are going to
Yes.
encounter Mrs. Palmore on the road, and the three of and Vergello, Grunrock, and Dahlia can all regroup somewhere in town after the dragon has departed. Midstream technical fix. I think everything is working again, so we're back at it. Right. Vergello, Grunrock.
Hello.
The dragon has departed, and everything is chaos around you.
I'll try to find Dahlia. Should we worry about the other 2, or should we just head for the hills?
I'm just sort of staring off at the dragon who just flew away, tears moving down my face, and I'll wipe my eyes. Oh, what? Sorry.
My baby
We
was
should-
just taken from me.
We
It's a little
we should
traumatic.
find the others and then try and get out of town.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head up the main road and see what I can find.
You can move
Where are
yourselves
you
on the
gonna
map
be?
in the direction that you want to be going.
Um,
Ayan and Velas, or Ayan, you run into Mrs. Palmore on the road.
Oh god, first a dragon, now you. Of all days. And I just keep walking past.
Hey, you fucking like, what?
Do I recognize, or am I just...
She's
Are you
just
having a
being
stroke?
extra rude.
What's going on?
Ayan, are you fucking kidding me right now? Ayan, I know exactly the amount of silver you have in your pocket. Do you still think I'm Miss Palomore?
Nope, not anymore. Good to see you got out of here.
It's just
I know.
fucking barely.
Riders are running past you on the road in both directions.
You're welcome, by the way.
You're welcome.
We don't have time for you. Let's...
Yeah, I we're just moving on up.
Let's go find the rest of the party and get out of here, I guess. Unless you have a better plan. Also,
no.
I think Marigold's behind this. He seemed Marigold seemed pleased with the result here.
Well, whether he is or isn't right now in this moment isn't super important to me, because he's the reason that I'm still alive. Also, I saw you chatting it up with Zertorm, so you're not gonna do great in helping me keep my cover. So you go get the other guys, and let's meet up outside of town.
Wait, did you say I was chatting with Zatorum?
You were with Marigold when he was chatting up Zertorm, yes.
I don't think Zatorum even saw me.
You were in the
That's
background
not
during the
something I'm willing
conversation.
to risk. That's not something I'm willing to risk. Go
Okay.
get the others. We'll meet outside of town.
What are you gonna do in the meantime?
I'm gonna get the fuck out of town!
More riders go thundering past you.
I'm moving. Oh, dragons! Oh no, good heavens!
I hope Aeon witnesses the character change.
Yeah.
Just like, oh,
I just
dragon.
throw my hands up and go, I wish it was Miss Polymore now.
Perfect. All right. So back in town, Vergello and Grunrock, you're searching around for Dahlia, and you see Skylia of Horn, the priestess who hired you to unmask.
Oh yeah.
Who hired you to unmask Zertorm, go riding by on a beautiful, golden, like tan-colored steed with a white stripe down its nose. It's just mane blowing in the wind. She rides up and stops next to the two of you.
Hello?
What the hell has
Hello?
happened here? A dragon?
Yeah. I'd say a dragon.
Gods, I was on patrol. What's happening?
Well, when you say on patrol, you mean you witnessed none of this?
I heard the screams, I saw the fire on the horizon, and I rode back to town as quickly as I could.
Gotcha. So you didn't see his mask come off, and you didn't see
He was
the
unmasked?
hatching and the dragon, yeah.
Yes, there was an unmasking. There was an egg. I hatched it. Then another dragon.
What did he
showed
look
up.
like? Was he Zygofer?
We were across the river. I couldn't see him very well. Plus,
damn it.
Did you miss the part where a dragon hatched in front of us and then its mom came and blew the inn up?
She's speechless. Can't say I did.
Yeah, my friend just lost his child.
She sees some people go running past, and she's like, "You, get water! Put out the fire on this inn!" And she's just barking orders to random people on the streets. And they're like, "Yes, High Priestess." And she turns back to you, and she's like, "Did anyone see his face?"
Yes,
Yeah.
our companion saw him. She and all of us need to kind of get out of town for a bit. Is there any way we can get horses and you name a meetup spot for us to meet up outside of town later?
Damn the gods.
Also, I kind of attacked Zertorm, so
You what?
we are in a lot of trouble now.
She says, "Then we must do this quietly. Come, follow me. Keep a low profile."
Is that a short joke?
Don't be suspicious.
She just is
Don't
gonna.
be
She's gonna go riding off towards
Don't be
the.
suspicious. Don't.
She's gonna go riding off towards the southwest end of town. Aeon and Velas are creeping back into town. You see her going through town and see the two of them. You hear a random rider going down the road, and he says, "That one right there, that goblin, and the elf who's with him. They're friends with the dark-haired one, the one that we're looking for. Do you think we should bring them back to Zertorm?" And the other one says, "Gather a few. Let's bring them in." And Skylia steps in front of them and says, "No. These two had nothing to do with that. They are friends of ours." And they're like, "Skylia, what are you talking about? Friends with outsiders?" And she says, "No, they are friends of the tribe. The elf was a traitor. They're coming with me for questioning. They knew the elf, and I'm gaining information from them. I'm taking them back to the spirit tent." And they're like, "Very well." And she says, "You focus on putting out that fire. Go that way and gather the others. We need more people, or it's going to spread and destroy more of the buildings." And they're like, "Yes, High Priestess." And they go riding off in a different direction. She's like, "You two, with me, stay close." And she's going to guide you back close to the tent where you were before. She says, "All right, across the way in that pasture right there are 4 horses. that are for sale, that are the property of my tribe. She says they have not taken to riders, and they will belong to you and your companions. We are going to wait for an opening, go over there, get you horses, and you're going to ride off. She says to the southwest, there's a rocky outcropping that much resembles a dagger pointed at the sky. I will meet you there in 2 days' time at high noon to discuss what has happened here in the town.
Understood. What's our code word?
Code? No. Listen,
Look,
we need to get the horses.
I just saw 2 dragons in my life. I need to know that you are you whenever I see you in 2 days. Come up with the word. Only 3 of us will know it, and you say it when you see me.
Where is your friend who saw Zertorm?
She is
We have to find her.
nearby.
She's missing?
Joe!
Joe's camera just
Uh-oh,
dropped.
but... Did I just mess up our stream?
Probably. We will pause for a
Stream
moment.
is... Stream
It's
is lagging.
back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, nope, there it goes.
It's alright. The stream is fixed, but his camera is...
No, we're all in the right spot.
Yeah.
We're all in the right place.
Something crashed of mine. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright. She says, these horses are yours for now. They are the property of my tribe until I talk to your friend about the face that she saw.
Understood. We'll see you in 2 days.
Alright. She points across the road. Meanwhile, Valas/Palmore, you are stumbling your way up on these tents.
Yep, I was moving past them, to be quite honest. I'm getting out of town.
Alright.
But I suppose if I saw her coming with the 2 of them and they ducked in to the tent and no one else was in there, I'd try and like stick my head in and, oh, hello! We gotta get the fuck out of here right now!
It's the old Wait.
We gotta get the fuck out of here!
I think we need to do an insight check to see if it's her. or
Go
not.
ahead.
No, go ahead and do your insight check.
What are you up to, A.M.?
Ah, dadgummit, I had 1 dice and I succeeded.
Nice.
Grandma, when you glare at me, I'm just gonna like pull down the sleeve and show the dagger. You fucking leave me alone.
You killed the lass and took the knife! I knew we couldn't trust you!
I'm gonna wring your neck.
Run Rock, it's actually her.
Joe, your webcam is off, just so you know.
Oh.
Is
How
it?
are you looking like the old lady?
That we can figure that out later.
It's not
Let's go get
important.
these horses and
I-
get out of here. Where's Ayan?
Where's Dahlia?
Where is Sir Archibald Truffles, High Lord of the Crab Stream?
Not Archibald!
Alright, there we go.
I'm gonna go ahead and just start leaving. Be like, you meet me with the fucking horses.
No. You gotta get a horse.
I
Oh,
can't-
wait. Tell her what you look like. What the guy looks like. You saw the mask off.
Yeah. She saw.
This woman saw Zertorm?
Well, yeah, yes.
Yes, I saw Zertorm. We've met. No, we haven't. Actually, I may have been napping. But I've heard about you. It's
Tell
not
me
important.
what you saw. Does he look like this? She reaches into her pocket and holds out the coin with the elven face on it.
Honestly, he looked creepy as hell. Okay, his face was peeling off like he was decaying and had been sewing his own face on. Okay, one eye was white and the other was gone, and he had like fire coming off and pointed ears, and he was mad. He was so mad. Okay, that's the goddamn horses.
Can we have the horses now? Are they ours? Is that good?
But so he didn't.
Projection
So he
complete?
didn't. What? He didn't look like
I'll
this.
explain later, please. I have to get out of here now.
Ah, she's like, fine. I will get you your horses.
I did my job and almost died because of it.
We'll meet at the rock, and we can tell you more there.
She says, come with me, and she leads you all across the road towards that pasture there.
Where's
Do
Dahlia?
we see Dahlia or our donkey or our druid?
Dahlia's missing. Your druid is... Where's Ayan?
You know that GIF from Pulp Fiction where he's like,
Yeah, you're just standing somewhere else. It's only the three of you. Ayan is standing at a crossroads, and he's lost track of everyone. And all of you are marching across the road following Skylia of Horn. And she's going to walk up to the pasture, and there's someone nearby. And she's like, you there, horsekeeper. And he says, Skylia? And she says, 4 of these horses have been purchased by these outsiders, and they need to be saddled up. And he says, do you know what's going on? And she says, yes. And they need to depart town right now. And he says, I'm supposed to be helping with the fire at the inn. And she says, saddle up the horses for these outsiders. That's an order. And he says, yes, priestess. And he turns around, drops whatever he's holding, and goes stomping off to get a couple of saddles out of the nearby barn.
As someone who loves to say that she makes a living off of hiding, can I be looking in all of like plausible hiding spots for Dahlia? So like maybe a scouting roll.
You can make a scouting
or
roll.
something.
I need to go find the donkey.
And I'm while the guy's saddling up the
Fuck me. I'm gonna push it.
geez.
All right.
2 successes.
Nice.
You see Dahlia.
Where's she at?
She
Where
fled
my
the
girl?
fire to the south in the direction of these tents, and she is huddled under some hay bales next to one of the tents to the southeast of you.
I will
You catch a glimpse
make
of her
my
off in the
way.
distance.
I will start making my way over to her.
Make my way downtown.
I'm looking around frantically for Ayan as we're like getting our ride.
Okay.
And if I don't like see him after Veloz starts running off, I'm gonna tell Grunrock to wait for the horses. I'm just gonna run up the street to see if I can see him on the bridge or something.
You got it. I'll ride them all at the same time.
Okay. If you go off looking for him and leave Grunrock as the only party representative, you will see Ayan standing at the crossroads right here, looking around, doing the Pulp Fiction
I'll just do the classic whistle and wave him over, and then start moving back down.
What about the donkey?
Do I see the donkey while I'm on Main Street? Is
Did
Sir
I see the
Archibald-
donkey
was
with
he-
my 2 successes?
The donkey was tied up
Was he-
next to the inn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the donkey's a fire, like, actions now.
Josh, we didn't even have him do sessions. Stop hurting our pets. It's okay,
I'm not the one that
about
put
it.
him there.
I mean,
No, but you put the dragon there.
wouldn't it make more sense for him to be at the stables
Yeah, the stable's next
with
to the inn.
horses?
Stable's all over town. I'm not saying the donkey's dead. I'm saying that he was tied up
Oh,
next to the
well,
inn.
I'm right by this inn. Do I see the donkey anywhere?
You can see that the stables next to the inn are on fire, and you will have to rescue the donkey if you want it back.
Oh my god. You don't have to die for Archie.
You'll have
it's
to make a
okay.
move roll to get in through the flames to untie your donkey.
I would like to do it for my field kitchen and fishing net that are on the donkey.
That's fair. That's worth saving.
Yep.
Yeah.
the
I'll
pitching
look
net
at-
is worth saving. The donkey's whatever.
So question:
Yes.
Stables.
Mhm.
What do they look like?
They are that long building on the north end of the inn.
Okay.
They are partially on fire, and you'll have to go through the door, find the donkey, untie him, and lead him out. Getting in will require diving through the flames, which are a 6d6 fire attack, and you can reduce the successes by 1 per success on your move roll.
Jeez, I roll 3 dice for my move roll.
Can you? Once I see Dahlia, I'm gonna try and like coax her to me, and then be like, "There's Ayan. Go to Ayan," and I'm gonna run.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
kind
you're
of
Does Dahlia
hobble.
have like an existential crisis because
When she sees Mrs. Palmore.
Mrs. Palmore.
It's not Mrs. Palmore, my love. It's Velas. Please go to Aiden. I'm trying to make us not all die. There he is over there.
Why would you
we're
say
getting
that?
some horses,
How
and
is
we're
this-
getting the fuck out of town. Go to Aiden now, please. And I'm
I'm just gonna go stumbling
Vergello.
off in that direction.
Josh, I have big brain move, and hopefully it gives me something. I'm literally just gonna take out like some of my water because we've had full water this whole time. Douse myself with like water.
That'll give you an
and
extra
then-
die, but it'll remove 1 die from your water value. D12 down to D10.
I am also gonna go, and I have a question about it. So I have the 2nd level of Path of the Killer, and it says by spending a willpower, you can slither your way out of any restraint or push yourself through the smallest of openings down to a few inches wide.
You can find
If
a
this is
different
a narrow
entrance to the
thing,
stable using
can
that.
I get in without risking
You can
fire?
enter one of the non-fire areas by squeezing through a gap in the boards or a high-up
Yeah,
window
that's
or
what-
something.
That's what I'm going to do,
Okay.
and I'm going to look for the donkey, and I am not going to untie him. I'm going to summon the dagger and cut the rope.
Okay.
I'm going to hold on to one thing.
You're in. There's a lot of smoke. The donkey is losing it.
I'm just going to start trying to drag him up. Come on, buddy. Please, come on.
Now you need to find a way to get the donkey out.
I'm moving towards the fire that Ayan was trying to put out to get through.
He wasn't putting the fire out. He was dousing himself so that he
Oh,
could
I
run
was
through it.
dousing myself in
Oh, you're
water.
dousing
So
yourself.
you can charge the donkey through the fire. It'll be an animal handling roll, reducing the any number of hits from the fire by 1 per success on the animal handling roll. If you roll really good, you can lead the donkey to just run through the flames and avoid all of the hazards.
Before I try that, which is certainly something I can try with my +2 animal handling, can I try a scouting roll to see if there's like some maybe bad boards I can try and like knock or pull out of the way?
Sure.
Fuck me.
I wouldn't risk it.
No, I really can't. Okay, cool. I am.
You're looking
can I
around
lower
desperately.
My water?
You seem to be trapped. Huh?
I'm gonna lower. Can I lower my water by a thing and pour it on the donkey before I try and like smack his ass? To
If you lower your water by 2, you can douse both yourself and the donkey before running through the flames.
Well, if I see Ayan on the other side of the flames, I'll just douse the donkey. Vergello. Sorry, if I see Vergello on the other side, I'll just douse the donkey and slap his ass and hope that Ayan will grab him on the other side.
Vergello.
And I'll go back. Vergello, god damn, sorry, I spent so much time with Ayan just a minute ago.
Douse
I
the
will
donkey.
pour water, send him out that way, and I'll go back my 2-inch gap that I found before.
All right. Instead of animal handling being able to be rolled, the donkeys just make you a straight agility check to run through the fire after you spook him into it. So
And I pour water all over him. And I lower my water to a D10.
he gets out without damage.
Woo!
The fire
I'm
does
gonna
1,
roll
and
my-
Sir Archibald.
the agility roll negates 1.
I'm gonna go back through my crack and start making my way.
Making your way downtown. All right, you got the donkey out with all of your equipment on it.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Let's ride.
You head down to the south end of town, and Skylia is going to fetch you all a horse each. And
Is
Five
Dahlia doubling up with Grunrock?
she gives a horse to each of you.
Including Dahlia?
What's going on with Archibald? Is someone riding him?
I can hold it. I'll ride him, I guess, if he can carry me too. Because I can't put my feet in stirrups on a regular horse.
I mean,
anyway.
then yeah, you're probably
the
like
donkey.
riding with Dahlia.
Okay.
Or riding with Dahlia.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 horses total coming your way.
Okay.
So then ride Sir
I'll hold
Archibald.
Archibald's rope. I'll hold his rope and like pack horse him
Cool.
as I'm riding with Dahlia.
Okay.
You see a very old and hobbled Miss Polymore leap up onto a horse like she's been doing it for years.
Okay. I'm going to quickly determine the colors of all of your horses.
Ooh. Are there
do
rare
we each
colors
get
on
to
this?
name a horse?
You're gonna get to do a whole
Wait,
lot of things.
wait.
Yes,
Don't
you
name
can
it.
your
Josh
horse.
will try and kill it.
If you name your horse, you become more attached. Therefore, when it goes away, you are more heartbroken.
But you also want to save it more. Like, I
Oh,
wouldn't have really
oh.
cared about the donkey as much if it wasn't named Sir Archibald.
I know what I want to do. I am going to wait to name my horse, and our homie, our chatter, who's there at the start of every session, I want for him to name my horse.
I like
know
it.
he's probably not on right now, but when you see this later or at the start of the next stream, I'll ask you. You get to name my horse.
All right. Everybody roll a d6 for yourself.
Got 4.
Got 3. What's Rowan?
Grunralk.
Give me a second.
Grunralk, you have a painted horse, but you're not riding on it. Dahlia is, and you're riding on the back. Velas, you have a roan colored. It's like a reddish brown. Vergello, you have a gray horse. And we just need Ain to roll. Ain, you also have a gray colored horse.
Yeah.
All right.
Twins.
And
Wait, Gray Bros.
all of these horses are quite strong and majestic looking. These are Western Asleen riding horses. She sends you off and she says, I will be at Dagger Rock in 2 days to discuss the fallout of this with you. I will see you then.
Okay, bye.
And she thanks you for the risks that you took on behalf of the tribe. She says, I don't know what to make of this, but we will discuss then. And slaps one of your horses, sends you all riding off. Anybody with no ranks in animal handling probably is bouncing around like an idiot and getting a sore butt while riding off into the distance.
I'm an idiot.
People take ranks in animal handling?
And it is getting... You're going to want to now. It is getting towards evening. And you are riding off away from town, and just the column of smoke is fading off into the distance. And all is quiet again. And you find a place to stop and talk.
We should probably find a good place to camp and hide at the same time.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least until we can make it to this Dagger Rock. Maybe we can hold up there for a little while.
Let's all scout while we are riding. And no one bother keeping the way or keeping watch. We all need to look for a good hiding spot.
Josh, how's Dahlia? Is she broken game rules wise?
She's wits broken. She is
Wits
like
broken.
catatonic, not talking to anybody, very upset.
I will use my rank 1 Empath of the Hymn to... You can help a broken comrade within short range to get up on their feet. For every willpower you spend, your comrade recovers 1 point of an attribute that has been reduced to 0.
Okay, cool.
So she restores
Yeah,
2.
she's able to take actions now. She'll help somebody make camp if you want.
Aeons usually are one to make camp.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Everybody place yourselves where you want to be on the explore grid.
Where am I?
I'm sleeping.
Are we far enough away that we don't need to look for a hiding spot? How comfortable, or do we need to spend another hex traveling? Another quarter day traveling.
Oh yeah, where are we? Are we still in the same hex? And what time of day is it?
You're riding off to the west from Amber's Peak. By the way, the dragon flew off to the southwest. I forgot to say that. And what was your question? This all happened during the daytime, so this is all rolls for what you're doing in the evening.
Okay, so we're...
Are we from Amber's
yeah,
Peak right now?
how far are we from Amber's Peak?
Yeah, so you are setting off from Amber's Peak. And you have the evening to travel. So if you want to travel to the next hex over, then somebody needs to lead the way.
So the party knows I lost 2 wits during all of that, so my survival roll is at 4 instead of 6, which it's normally at.
So
I
do we
hear what
want to
you're
travel
saying.
for one more hex?
I still want us to travel because it is not a good time to be here.
I'll spend another willpower point to. Oh, that was 2 minutes. Oh no, that was right. The number of your comrades equal to the number of willpower you spend within short range. You recover 1 point of damage to an attribute, which you need wits.
Yep.
Okay. So you'll recover 1, and I'll. Grunrock, you'll recover 1.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm doing the survival roll for Pathfinder or for making camp. It's Pathfinder, right?
Pathfinder, yeah.
Okay.
It just never gets better.
It's always funny to me.
You are so cursed on these lead the way rolls.
Half the time I'm not.
Half seems like a bigger
Half
fraction
is
than
very
it should be.
generous.
Yeah.
Law of averages. You always get us out, buddy. I appreciate you.
He's getting all the bad rolls out now, and then in like 6 months.
There's been so much tasty dirt.
You're traveling along a hillside that is not as stable as you think it is, to try to get around a steep embankment, and the ground starts to give way, and everybody has to make animal handling rolls who is on a horse to avoid the horse possibly taking damage from falling down the side of this hill. It's a landslide down a rocky hill face. Ain is fine.
Wow,
Your
Ain.
horse takes no damage.
Do I make it, or does Dahlia make it?
Dahlia will make it. Dahlia has a
Can
little
I
bit of
help
animal
her?
handling. Lagging. There it goes.
Hey!
Good God.
It is
Success and fail.
not rolling for me. 1 sec. All right. Dahlia failed.
Was
But the horse
Grunrock
takes no
able
damage.
to-
So it doesn't matter.
I failed.
Bill, that is no damage to your horse either. You're both lucky to land on soft ground after taking a bit of a tumble down the hill, and the horses seem okay and are able to keep going.
Good.
All right, so that's everybody. That was the lead the way mishap. Now you still cover ground into the next hex, and you can proceed to making camp. I suppose.
A question: are we still in the area where we can do 2 hexes within quarter day?
Let me check.
Doesn't seem like it if it's that rocky.
It counts as plains, so
Oh shit!
yeah, you can
All
do
right.
2 here.
Let's go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, look at you.
50% of the time, every time.
Yeah, I did it.
Josh also did something.
Oh yes, I did. It's fine.
Well, Aimee always keeps watch.
It's true. That's true. I'm not on there, but that is because
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
really
I'm on
know. I
fishing.
always
Dahlia's
keep
on
watch.
make camp, so
Yeah, there's no way Grunrock is sleeping on the back of a horse.
Don't tempt me.
5. All right.
On horseback. Or is this difficult terrain or open terrain?
This is open terrain.
So we get 3 hexagons in a quarter day.
oh,
All right. Who was on the watch?
I was.
The sun is setting. It's getting quite dark.
Dragon.
And go ahead and make your scouting roll.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, no,
You are traveling just after dark, hunting for a place to make camp when you are beset by a group of hideous winged creatures with talons, ugly female human-looking faces, scraggly dark hair, and bare breasts dangling in the wind as they flutter around you. 3 of them circling, and one of them screeches out, "The treasure! That one has treasure!" pointing at Velas, and they begin to swoop down at you and attack.
Harpies.
Can
What do I have?
Roll initiative.
Can I do a lore roll, please?
Can I also do a lore?
Yep, everybody who
Well,
wants to can do a lore roll.
I mean, I'm not
Oh,
saying
wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
have
wait.
treasure.
Do you do still have treasure. Yeah, you have silver on you. You have that silver mug that you stole from the Hollows.
It's in my backpack. They can sense it through my backpack.
They're gonna spot it poking out of the corner. They're gonna spot the
These
shiniest
bitches.
object on the party.
Look, let's just
And go
kill
for it.
some harpies.
Does anyone have a proposal for other shiniest object in plain sight?
I mean,
My
I
love
also
for
have
Ian.
the magic bowl. Like, I have
There's
the magic bowl.
there's a
in my
shine
thing
coming
and
from your
running.
backpack. Yeah. All right.
I'm not saying it's not unwarranted. I'm just saying I stole this shit all on my own. I got a success. What the fuck are these things?
Harpies. Obviously. No, I'll give you information in a sec.
Obviously.
You can only get them from someone else who has harpies.
Oh Lord.
So one of you.
One of you dirty birdies
My bad.
has cursed us all.
Dirty birdies.
They're going on
Is
3.
it re-rolling for you? Because
I got it.
I'm still a 2 and Grunrock's still a 7.
1 sec. Okay, everybody roll on
I'm
I'm
not even
entering
on the
numbers.
thing.
Just roll a d10, everybody. And if you get a number that's already on there, don't or re-roll it. Velas is on 5. Grunrock is on 8.
I'm number 1.
Ayan is number 1.
It means you're going last.
I'm number 1.
I'm number
And Vergello got what? 6?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm effectively useless on a horse.
To get off the horse.
I have tiny
Other
little
way.
arms.
All right.
You're
The
not paid
harpies are
half the
circling, and
cost of
Ayan, you
all.
react first. They seem to be closing in on you.
Hey,
Oh, we're going in reverse order?
No, they're circling on me.
We went in descending order last time. I think Josh just wants me to go last every time.
Hold on. It's supposed to go in ascending order. Did I go in descending last time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was 2 and the enemies were 3 and Grunrock was like 10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it is supposed to go in ascending order. Sorry. We're doing ascending forever. I did it backwards last time.
and do you want to trade your initiative with someone?
Yes.
Who do you want to trade with?
The
I can-
one with
I
the
can lower-
shinies.
The Goblin Man.
I
No,
was going to say I can lower all of the attacks.
Velas, I'm going to give you a chance to throw away your silver mug, so I'm giving it to Velas.
Okay.
Oh god.
One person, Velas, got a single success on a low roll. Velas, with a single success, you know that harpies are notoriously sly and evil birds of prey with the heads of women who appear in flocks all over the Forbidden Lands. They are known for stealing small children, attacking lonesome wanderers, and some believed they may be cursed, hateful mothers who murdered their own children who were turned into demons in exchange. The most general opinion is that they are the product of some sort of demonic experiments carried out by the Rust Brothers or their allies. There's even rumors that you've heard that when they capture Raven Sisters, who are members of a rival church, that they will turn them into harpies as punishment. Much in the way of
Interesting.
that plant demon lady that you encountered in the first dungeon. So, all that.
Do I know it's the silver mug that they're after?
They're all pointing at you because there's a shimmer coming from your backpack and saying treasure, treasure, treasure. It might be the bowl. just as easily as the silver mug. It says that this group is going to spot whatever the shiniest thing is on the party and be circling in to try to take it. I imagine that's probably the bowl.
Well,
Or the bowl reflecting off other shiny things in your backpack.
I mean, you could probably just grab
they're
anything shiny.
circling in on me. That's perfect. Do I need to get off of the horse to attack?
Let's cover mount rules real quick.
Sorry, yeah, I am not familiar with mount. I was not ever anticipating using
Hey
it.
Google, how do I fight on a mounted horse?
Mounted. All right. Here's what you need to know about mounts. They allow you to move at the speed of the mount in open terrain, which is one step faster than people on foot. So if you're dealing with anybody on foot, you can cover multiple zones instead of just one zone with a move action on horseback. That's the main advantage it gives you. That advantage is negated in difficult terrain, but you are in open terrain. In addition, the mount can carry a lot of heavy items. We'll cover that if it comes up. But they can carry a multiple of what you can. You can cover extra ground by doing a forced march while riding on a mount to cover more ground in the same period of time while traveling over land. And in combat, there's a section on it, and I can't find it now. One sec. There we go. Riding animals. You can fight from the back of a mount using melee weapons, but only if they're one-handed. Attacks against a mounted rider take a -1 penalty. You can shoot a bow from a mount, but it requires a talent to do it. When you take a move action, you go at the animal's speed. If you want to move through a rough zone or difficult terrain, you have to make an animal handling roll to do so. You or your animal can be attacked separately. And animal handling is used in place of the heal skill when you're treating wounds of your animal. And they give you a higher base movement rate for all combat purposes. So there you go.
I can attack the harpy with my phantom dagger, just like normal.
You can hold until they come close to you and then attack first, yeah.
Will I get my fast action and my long action if I hold?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will hold for them to move in a little bit closer because I can stab as a fast action
Okay.
and also use a regular action
Okay.
to attack. So I'm looking at like, whoa, I have nothing I'm willing to share. And then just pull the dagger out and like wait.
Okay.
And hopefully it's black, creepy aura.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All right, they're going to move in on you and start swooping down. They are going to take -1s because you are on the back of a mount. So you are harder to hit than someone who is just on the ground. They're going to swoop down and they are each going to roll a random thing to determine what they do.
Do I get my hit in before them?
You will, but give me a sec to see if they come into reach or if they're doing other things.
Got it.
All right. Okay, here's what's going to happen. One of them is going to fly over you and try to drop a rock on you, while two others are going to swoop down and try to gouge your eyeballs out with their claws.
Oh god.
Sweet.
The rock
So
is
glad
going to
I got
happen
that
first.
I was hoping you forgot about
So
How big a harpy?
you can. They are about human sized, but with big, long, deformed arms and feathery wings. Okay, so the rock drop is going to happen first. Let's see. Oh, wait. My bad. They act as a group, and they all do a single combined action as a group. So they're doing the eye gouge thing, since that's what the majority of them rolled. So Oh,
So
and
many
they're
fractions.
rolling combined dice as a group as well. Okay. Sorry, I didn't read this all through in advance. They never
You're
fight
good.
on their own, always attacking in flocks. The flock of harpies counts as a single monster and makes combined die rolls together. The strength of the flock scales with how many members there are. Okay, got it. The three of them are going to all swoop down and try to claw your eyes out. That's what's happening.
Okay, well, I get 2 attacks first.
Yes, go ahead.
So first attack.
Okay. Because they operate as a flock and they're all swooping in one after another and swirling around you, your attacks cannot do more than 1 point of damage to the collective group at a time. So you're going to do a total of 2 damage to them, but they have no armor rating, so the 2 damage goes through, and 2 of them seem wounded. The collective group has lost 2 of its collective health from your dagger stabbing. They do not seem injured enough to be fleeing yet, and they are going to try to gouge your eyes out, swooping down one after another, darting past. You've managed to stab 2 of them, doing a total of 2 damage. One is going to grab your backpack and try to pull you so that your defenses are down, while another one climbs on top of you and starts clawing at you, while another one sweeps by your legs and then comes at you. So they are all swirling around. They are making they're making a combined attack with 8d6 slashing.
Cool. So fun.
Focused at your eyes. They get exactly 1. You can roll your armor to see if your armor negates it.
I don't have any armor. I was in the middle of buying it.
Right. You will take 2.
Oh, yeah.
You will take 2 damage in the form of a slashing wound to your strength. And you will immediately suffer the critical injury severed eye.
Can she not parry or dodge?
She used both of her actions attacking.
Oh, okay.
You have had your eye clawed. Okay. Then we're going to go to Aya next.
What does having her eye clawed entail? Just, is she blind?
I'm looking it up.
What does that even mean? Oh, okay.
Please hold. Your eyes are important to us, but they're not that important to the harpies. Oh, it's called slashed eye, not severed eye. The description of the harpies just straight up is wrong about this. It says it uses result 41 on the critical injury / wound table, which is severed eye, but then when you go to the table, that's called slashed eye. It is not a permanent eye removal. You have a -2 to marksmanship and scouting until further notice, until it's able to heal.
Oh, my scouting was already down because of my wits.
So make a note that you have the slashed eye critical injury. That was why I was having a hard time searching it, because the book straight up lies. So slashed eye and Ayan, it is your turn to take an action. These things are swarming all over Velas.
Are they near?
Your horse
you
can
say?
ride you to them, yeah. They're near.
Okay. Would they be considered demonic creatures?
You don't know for sure, but potentially.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Banish Demon.
Okay.
On them.
Oh, Josh,
Yeah.
are these things considered monsters?
Yes.
I can only do max 2 damage. Never mind. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I should have been getting a +1, but I hit on both
Yeah.
things. So
Because they're
Sorry, never
distributed
mind.
through a swarm. You can't do more than that.
Mhm.
Okay.
it's okay. My bad.
So you're casting Banish Demon?
I have a holy. Tell me if I'm doing this all right. I think I am.
Can you tell me the page reference for the spell?
Well, 116 would be spells in general.
Demonic creatures from other worlds have been released into the Forbidden Lands and are defiling it. You know the art of driving these abominations back where they belong. Spell inflicts damage to strength equal to the power level on a demonic target. This includes demons that do not suffer damage from physical weapons. Spell has no effect on demon-tainted creatures, only on true demons. Read about demons in the
Okay.
GM Guide. Okay.
So never mind. It's not going to work on them then. Could I have pushed that law roll? Is it too late now?
You can push it if you want.
Okay. Someone help me when it comes to pushing rolls that I didn't fail it.
You didn't fail, so you roll 2 dice
yeah.
again.
You just roll.
You roll your same amount of dice again.
Okay, thank you.
No consequence, but still don't learn anything.
Okay.
Run up and hit it with your stick.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run up and hit it with my stick. I've got a staff. It's two-handed, arm's length. Do I just roll strength for it?
Can he hit with a two-handed weapon? I thought it had to be one-handed.
Oh, yeah, you can only fight with one-handed weapons on horseback. That is right.
All right, I'm just gonna try and heal Amy's eye then.
Okay.
I can do that one.
Is that wait? Is
Listen,
that
not
spell
that I don't
two-handed?
want you to fight him. Don't get me wrong. But I have also taken damage in every place except for empathy.
It is
So-
two-handed, so I'm going to do mend wounds. I don't have ingredients for it. It can heal broken bones and bleeding wounds. Heals critical injuries. It's arm's length away. So I'm going to put. It's not a lethal injury, so I'm just going to put one willpower into it, and I get an extra one for psychic power. So do I just roll 2d6?
Yeah, I believe so. And if you get any ones, then there will be a roll on the miscast table. But the spell will still work.
Everything will be fine.
All right.
Wait.
You cast it at 1 power level higher than normal, and you don't have to roll on the miscast table. So this will be cast at power level 3, I think. Whatever that means. Because you have overcast.
So,
Good roll.
did this just... I don't have the critical eye injury? Do I get any strength or like anything of that?
What does the spell do?
The
What
spell.
the hell, dude? Am I now super powerful? Is this like drinking one of those
It
potions that
immediately
covers my
heals a
body in
critical
stone?
injury. You use mend wounds.
Let me find it. Sorry,
Mend
I've got
wounds says this spell immediately heals a critical injury.
Yeah, it's mend
A
wounds.
lethal injury requires power level 2. Lost limbs cannot be regrown.
All right, the eye injury disappears. It doesn't restore any stat points, Aimee. But you no
Okay.
longer have a -2 to scouting and marksmanship, and it would have taken days or weeks to heal, so.
Yeah,
Thanks, sir.
that wasn't quite what I was going for then.
It's all good. I appreciate not having my eye hurt.
All right. Vergello.
Question.
Yeah.
What kind of an action is it to get off of a horse?
Just a movement action if you want to dismount.
Okay, so that'd be a fast action.
Yeah. Fast action, that's the
Okay.
one. There's fast and slow. It's a fast action you can get down.
Second question. I know shooting a ranged weapon is a slow action.
Uh-huh. You can still do that
Is
after
there
getting
any-
down.
That's what I was wondering. I don't know. I've literally never shot this thing.
Okay. You can get
I
off
don't
your
know
horse and then fire your ranged weapon.
Okay.
What's your ranged
That's what I'm
weapon?
gonna do.
Is it something you just
It's
bought
a
in
short.
town?
It's something I bought in town. Yeah,
Nice.
forever ago, and I just haven't had the option to shoot.
Yeah, go for it. Since these things are flying and circling and there's more than one of them, I'm not going to apply the normal penalty to ranged attacks for them for firing into melee with an ally. So, although I don't remember for sure if that was a thing. But either way, you can fire without penalty. So, it's going to be a marksmanship roll, applying the whatever modifiers a short bow has. It's a short bow, right?
Yeah, it's just +2. Or sorry, yeah, +2 additional dice.
Okay,
gear
yeah. So you
dice.
get 2 gear dice, and yeah.
Do I get a bonus because there's 3 of them clustered
No,
together?
You don't get any
And,
bonus,
I-
but you do get no penalty.
Can I push that?
Yep. Wow. 10 dice, no hits.
Other question: do I need to roll my arrows thing? My arrows dice? Is that with every shot? I'm sorry. I was trying to look it up and I couldn't find.
I'll check. I don't know. We'll figure it out between combat because I can't find
Okay,
it quickly.
I'll keep looking up for it for now.
It's the arrows resource die. I'm not sure when it gets rolled, but this is the first time you've used them, and I doubt you're going to run out right now. So we'll do the rolls after combat if it's relevant.
Okay.
It might be every time you fire that you roll to see if the die goes down. I think.
Right.
I think that's how it works. All right, so Vergello fires at them, and his arrows zoops between the flock and hits none of them. And Grunralk, you are up.
Dahlia's controlling the horse.
Okay. You can tell her where you want her to go.
Take me closer. I want to hit him with my sword.
She knows how to ride a horse. She kicks, and it goes riding into battle. And then she leans down as low as she can. And she brings you in there.
I'm gonna try to stretch up as far as I can and
Okay.
take a
The
swing
horse
at one
moving
of
will
the
still
harpies.
count as your fast action, but you'll get your one slow action, so go ahead.
All right. Let me see how this works.
Dolly's going to kick it and lean down while you kind of climb up on top of her with your sword and go to town swinging at harpies.
So I'm gonna slash. It's a one unit of enemies,
Yeah,
right?
it all counts as one collective enemy, and because they're distributed across a bunch of bodies, you can't do more than one damage with a single attack.
Gotcha. So there's not.
But they have no
I
armor
can't
value either.
swing at two enemies, but I can swing a second time by spending a willpower. Okay. So
Oh, you get that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be nice here, just for
All right.
getting more points of damage in. They're not doing any kind of dodging or parrying, and they have no armor value. You just get to swing into the flock and try to do damage.
Okay, cool. So here's the first swing. Nothing. Phenomenal. I'll burn a willpower and go for the second.
Okay. Nice.
Got it.
All right, you've done another point of damage. They've taken a collective 3. It's back around to Velas. Velas?
Are they still close enough for me to attack
Yeah.
again? Okay. Double attack.
Go for it.
And I'm going to remember to add my +1 this time.
They're still crawling all over you and taking turns
Is it
scratching at you.
adding it to my base dice? First attack. 1 success.
You do a damage. They have taken 4.
Next attack, fast action.
Whoa.
You do another
Three
damage.
successes.
They're up to 5. All right.
A lot of simple.
Hard.
And still alive.
Yeah, they're all cut up and wounded pretty badly.
I'm just trying to keep in. How would this work empathy-wise? Because I drop an empathy when I kill something with my dagger.
Yeah.
There's 3 harpies, but
That
how
last
would this
stab getting
work?
3. Okay, one of the 3 harpies is going to drop to the ground.
Ooh, okay, so I lost an empathy.
Is there anything
my
else you're
eyes
doing
are
on your
just-
turn?
No, so I'm gonna
Okay.
stab twice, and as that one falls dead, just like the black smoke of the dagger just kind of like rises up, and it like almost seems to linger at my eyes, and I'm just gonna glare and like shake my dagger. Who else wants to die?
Harpies are cowardly creatures and never fight to death. When the strength of the flock has been reduced to half or less, the harpies automatically flee from the fight. All right.
Two is not half or less of 3.
Yeah, but their total hit points is below half.
Oh, the total hit points. Okay.
And smoky-eyed elf making threats.
Fleeing. Let me check the rules for fleeing.
Opportunity strikes.
Maybe.
I mean, if there is, I probably would.
We need to
I
find out
lose
where
my
they are
arrows.
so we can get that treasure.
I have no arrows.
No.
No. We'll get you more, buddy.
Is that
Yeah, we got to go back to the town to get her armor anyway.
I'm sure someone can craft some arrows.
Okay. If you are trapped or surrounded, you cannot flee. The GM has final say on whether it's possible for you to get away. If you want to leave the conflict immediately and you don't have any enemies at arm's length, you can roll for move. A successful roll means you managed to get away somehow. Oh, so before they can flee, but they fly. One sec.
I just want one good swing before
There's a
they go.
different action that represents punch, kick, stab, slash, grapple, dodge, parry, draw weapon, swing weapon, stand up, shove, feint, disarm, retreat. That's the one. If you have active enemies at arm's length, roll for move. If you fail, you move, but your enemy gets to slash you. Yeah, since they can fly, they're going to get to make a move roll to see if they fail. Then anybody who has previously been engaged in melee with them will get to swing at them. So I make a move roll for them. You get to attack.
Hank and I both get to make a stab.
Yep.
Hank, do you want to go first?
Okay. No.
I will go second.
My damn short arms.
Needs to be a 3. Hank, are you rolling with an extra? Do you have Dragon Slayer
What are you talking about?
as a feat?
No.
As talent.
A talent?
Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I get a +1 if that's what you're talking
That's
about.
another damage. Does that kill another one?
Yeah. One of them gets away screeching and
I am now.
flies off.
Ooh.
Since Bill is ranged weaponing here, you can take a parting shot at that one before it disappears into the
I
cliffs.
can't.
You can't?
He's out of arrows.
Apparently, the arrows I bought when I opened up the box in this combat, I bought 1 arrow. I rolled and lost. You're supposed to roll after you fire every arrow.
Oh.
You bought a D6 arrows? Is that how it is?
I bought a D6 arrows and
you
I rolled
immediately
after
rolled
I
a
shot.
Oh, I see that
And
now.
I immediately rolled.
Yeah, that sucks.
That seems crazy.
I actually have a question because it may have determined whether
It
or not I
represents
did
multiple
that.
shots for the record. Whenever you're taking ranged attack actions, it says that you're firing arrows and then you're rolling afterwards to see if you run out. It represents him taking multiple shots but not having enough. So he probably had a few arrows and was planning on using them for hunting.
I see.
I wasn't hunting.
All right.
Can we eat a harpy?
I have a question before I because it would have affected whether or not I killed the second harpy. I know that it makes me lose an empathy every time, but was there something special that happened if it broke me?
If it runs you to 0 empathy, then you become broken. It doesn't stat loss from pushing rolls.
I just didn't remember if there was something crazy about the Phantom Dagger. I didn't
Oh,
push
you don't know. You don't know.
anything.
But if you break from empathy, let me know.
She did.
I did,
Okay.
but I don't remember if I had known there was any like definite damage, I wouldn't have done it.
I mean, you
But
should
if I
never
don't know,
try
then I-
and be broken, so you shouldn't have attacked in the first place. That's permanent damage you can cause. There
To
are
empathy?
there's I think on like some of the tables you can insta die.
No, not from empathy.
Not from empathy.
Strength and
I
agility can.
heal-
And pushing rolls doesn't require critical injury rolls if it breaks you. But this is not pushing
I
roll.
can
This is
heal
an
myself
external
with
source.
a quarter day.
Yeah. Okay.
So literally when we sit down, I can heal myself.
Yeah. Hang on.
But it pushed me to 0.
Okay. I will tell you in 1 sec. I just have to look it up. You break down in despair or self-pity. You must either explode in a violent outburst, kicking and breaking everything around you, or withdraw from everyone around you. In either case, you are uncommunicative until you have recovered a point of empathy.
Okay. Well, then
Do you ride off into the dark?
yeah. I do.
She
I
stabs
just
the
get
thing.
like really angry. It dies. And I will like stab the dagger back into my own arm, watch it bleed, and then grab the reins. And just,
She just goes thundering off into the dark.
Rogue brooding, activate.
Rogue brooding activated.
All right. She is solo for this quarter day, and we will proceed with. Oh, we're already.
We
on
had
the
another
town.
hex of traveling.
Yeah, I moved you another hex, and then this happened. This
Yep.
was the encounter
Wait,
that happened from entering.
That was the second hex. We get a third hex because we're on horseback.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll
According
need to
to
tell
the-
me what direction you want to go.
I
West.
don't see
We're staying on
anything. There we go. I was like, I only see.
We're
the...
staying along the water.
You can go
I have-
southwest into an unknown hex, or northwest into the Griffin's Veil, or you can stay in this hex.
Southwest into an unknown hex.
Southwest into an unknown hex.
All right.
Definitely not the Griffin, and she said the Dagger Rock was southwest.
Alrighty. Everyone ready for me to roll a survival?
Yes, I was born
Yeah.
ready.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do we see a giant rock shaped like a dagger?
Zabernat, you're back. Zabernat, you get to name my horse. That we all have horses, and you get to name my horse. So think of something, put it in chat, and that is the name of my horse.
You're legally obligated to name this horse.
It's true.
All right. Please hold. You have a making camp. Wait, was that the wayfinding roll?
That was the pathfinding roll.
Okay. One sec.
Even though I don't have any more arrows, I'm glad that I got to shoot it because now I can actually buy a skill point in marksman.
You don't.
Oh, really?
You don't advance into the next hexagon this day, or this quarter day. You are lost and waste the travel time. So I am recovering this, and
We'll never know.
yeah.
All right. Let's make camp by the water.
Yeah. So go ahead and make camp.
Does anyone want to assist me?
Dahlia.
I hope Dahlia.
I mean, Dahlia, she was going to do it
I'm-
last time, so.
Just gonna wait until you tell me what you want me to do.
Dahlia is on her own while you're all setting up camp. Dahlia, you now have a quarter day alone in the wilderness to decide what you want to do.
Aimee is not Dahlia. Aimee is
Oh,
Velas.
sorry. What's the question about Dahlia?
Dahlia was helping.
She's helping
make
set
camp.
up
Yeah,
camp.
she adds a die to that roll.
I am spending the quarter day meditating
Okay.
because if I can spend a willpower, and we'll post it in chat.
All right. Neither Aimee nor the party has a random encounter, and you're able to pass the nighttime and recover.
It's not sending to you.
So we're. Nighttime is where we're making camp.
By spending a willpower, you can enter a state of deep meditation, lasts for a quarter day. Yeah, you were traveling during the evening, so nighttime is your make
Okay.
camp, and during the nighttime also, Velas is off in the wilderness meditating.
I'm going fishing.
I'm keeping watch.
Okay. Go ahead.
Fishing.
You keep watch. There's no encounters.
Do Josh? It says that I emerge healed of all damages.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you know if that's to attributes as well?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's fucking sweet.
Elf regeneration.
Yeah. Listen, I was down 2 strength, 3 agility, 1 wits, 2 empathy.
Oh man, you were damaged on
Like,
all 4 stats
I
at
was
once.
fucked up.
That's nice. Okay, Vergello, you succeed on your night fishing on the side of the lake. No mishaps, and you get a unit of fish, I believe.
Yep.
The make camp roll was successful, so you make camp, you have no encounters, and by morning, Velas will come looking for all of you. We will resume in the morning time next session as Velas is walking up to the camp. We'll assume while I'm digging up the experience stuff and everything, Velas can walk up to the camp. And why doesn't everybody do your food and water rolls?
I have no food.
Okay, then somebody will
I'll
roll their
give
die
him
twice.
food. I will do it. We fed a dragon together. He deserves my food.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's have Velas walk up to the camp looking regenerated. And you all can discuss things for a minute while I get the XP ready, and then we will wrap.
Ugh,
Um,
I'm miserable.
Little
Hi, guys.
dragon, big dragon.
you should consider meditating. It was pretty nice. Sorry,
I don't.
just-
I
What?
don't go into that elven tree hugging yoga stuff.
I mean, I don't normally either, but I feel like my ankle feels a little better. Feel a little less Miss Paula Mori.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep this morning. I'm gonna sleep in. I'm tired.
That's fair.
I think we should just take a day. Let's just take a day. We can chill here.
Let's just take a day. I mean,
I can do some more fishing.
What could go
get
wrong?
Some more food. What could possibly go wrong?
These are peaceful.
She did
Wow.
say 2 days at the Dagger Rock. We still have some time to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. If you guys all want to sleep, I'm feeling pretty good. So you rest. I'll keep an eye out, and I won't leave.
Sounds good.
Experience points. Did you participate in the game session? Boom, everybody gets one. Did you travel through at least one hex that you had not visited before? Almost.
Shenanigans.
Because of that
Did
one
I?
explore roll. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Because of that one explore roll, you did not. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? Yes. So everybody gets an XP for the harpy fight. Did you find a treasure worth a gold or more? No. Did you build a function in your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride?
And I lost it.
Yep. Did you suffer from your dark secret? No.
Joe kind of did.
I was looking for Ayan. I specifically this time made an effort to. Where's Ayan? I gotta go find him this time.
Yeah.
There was a dragon attack.
I think
Anne was also emotionally manipulated.
that's what I was gonna say.
Ayan for sure.
My trust for Marigold
Amy,
was because
what color is your
he-
horse? Chat wants to know.
Oh, it's the reddish,
roan.
the roan,
Roan,
the reddish
roan.
brown thing.
It's like a reddish brown.
Yeah. Reddish brown. Sorry. No, I don't think that any of the dark secrets were count as suffering from this session. I admire that you roleplayed it a bit, but I don't think it came up hard enough to count as an XP. Did you risk your life for another player character?
Joe definitely did.
I think all of us except Aimee did.
Fuck off! Fuck all the way off!
Me-
I could've
me
just left.
Me and Grunrock had each other's backs. We were both risking. He stood in front of me to fight what's his face.
Grunrock definitely
and then I
did.
stayed with him in I stayed with him in combat when I could have run away.
I told you all. I disguised myself as Polymer and told you all to go away from me. I did
That
not
doesn't
make any
count.
association with you when I was talking Zertor,
Ayan-
which was not
that's not
something I
risking
wanted
your
to
life.
do.
Ayan definitely did because he
Talking-
ran into arm's reach of the harpies to heal Velas. Grunrock definitely did because he put himself in between Zertorm and Vergello.
Josh, I was next to a dragon.
You were next to a dragon. We're going to call the dragon an honorary player character for this session.
Thank you.
You stood by the dragon and defended it. Velas, I don't think, risked her life for another player character.
Talking to Zertorm and nearly dying for someone else's quest.
Oh, you did
That's
something
not-
very
that's
risky
our
for a quest.
You
and-
can't say it's someone else's quest when you
It
want the
wasn't
XP.
mine. Mine was to get the ring off of the guy in the town
You
I
wanted
can't go
horses
into
just
anymore.
as much as everyone else.
I'm going to say no go on Velas for this one. She was attacked a lot and had a lot of bad things happen to her, and she was definitely risking her life, but I don't think she risked her life for somebody else.
I'll keep that in mind next time I want to fucking abandon all of you.
Uh,
And I just will.
did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Velas.
Did I?
I think Velas and Vergello on this one. Vergello for hatching the egg and playing music for a baby dragon. Velas for confronting Zertorm and getting him to take his mask off. Those both count as extraordinary actions.
I was gonna say I thought it was pretty extraordinary of Grunrock standing up to what's his face too, but
That was pretty extraordinary. I'll give Grunrock one.
Yeah.
I'll give Grunrock one. He was ready to die, just chopping his way through a field of infinite warriors before Deus Ex Dragon showed up. Lucky bastard.
was there any other?
Nope, that is it for XP, so that is it for the session. Thank you everyone for watching. Zab, if you want to post a horse net, Cider. He has chosen Cider.
Oh, that's a
Cider
good
sounds
name.
good.
That's a really good name.
Yeah.
We also had a horse
my
named
horse's name.
Carrots earlier, so we're kind of keeping with a little bit of a theme.
Even with the food theme.
Yeah, Cider's a good name. Thank you for that. +1 experience to our viewer for naming the horse. Thank you for watching, everybody. Yeah, thank you for watching. He says, great game.
Yeah.
We will resume here in the wilderness next time. I am going to be... So I posted a schedule that lists we're going to play 2 weeks from tonight is our next session. We play every other week, same time. And I have posted that in a YouTube community post. Please like, subscribe, share us, tell other people to follow us on Twitch so that we can get our schedule posted on there, because we can't do that till we get to 50 followers on Twitch. But thank you for watching. And what was the other thing? I was going to say one more thing. I'm going to catch up on posting the videos. So before our next session, I'm going to get this session and the previous 2 all posted so that people theoretically can be caught up by watching the videos on YouTube before we go live. So I'm playing catch up this week. Just finished a bunch of work stuff, so I have more time to do that. So expect like 3 episodes in a row to drop on YouTube in the next week and a half. And
as soon as we can come up with names for the episodes.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you caught up. Episode 8 is actually exported, and it's going to be uploading very soon, like in the next 24 hours. So thank you for watching, and everybody have a good night.
Bye.